Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. The views and opinions are ours, and we're not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, or their sponsors. We are giving you live commentary on the game being played, and that game tonight is going to be Game 5 between the Tokyo Yakult Swallows and the Orix Buffaloes. It is a series right now that is in command, or not in command, but at least held by the Swallows with a 2-1 lead. It is 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. The first team to 4 victories will be awarded the Japan Series title, and it is a pivotal game here tonight. If the Buffaloes are able to win, it'll even it all up going back to the Jinju Stadium in Tokyo for the 6th game of the series, and if the Swallows win, then basically they're in the driver's seat, and all they've got to do is get one to finish it off. Well, we'll give you the starting lineup, first of all, for the visitors for the Swallows. Leading off and in center field is number 9, Yasutaka Shiomi. Batting second in left field is number 23, Nori Aoki. Hitting third and at second base is number 1, Tetsudo Yamada. The cleanup spot and playing third base is number 55, Munetaka Murakami. Hitting fifth at first base is number 13, Jose Osuna. Batting sixth in right field is number 2, Patrick Kivlahan. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Yuhei Nakamura. Batting eighth and doing the designated hitting is number 25, Domingo Santana. And batting ninth at shortstop is number 58, Hideki Nagioka. And they are going to be facing Daiki Tajima, who takes to the hill with a 9-3 record. He worked 125 innings this year, allowed 115 hits, 41 runs, 37 earned. He walked 37 and struck out 92, and he's got an ERA at 2.66. Well, Daiki Tajima has just completed his warm-up tosses. We're ready to get this one underway. We'll give you the Buffalo starting lineup just before they come to bat in the first inning, as we are ready to get this one underway. So we welcome everybody again who's with us here tonight. We will be back on again the airwaves. This is obviously Thursday morning North American time. So the next game after this will be Saturday morning, and we'll be on the air for that one as well for Game 6. So hopefully you guys can be here with us as well. So we're now ready to go as Tajima's completed the warm-ups. And here comes the first pitch of the ball game to Shiomi, who's standing in from the right side. And the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and we are underway at the Kisara Dome in Osaka. So no balls and 1 strike. Tajima working from the stretch position with nobody on. Holds in that set position. He lifts and delivers. It's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Shiomi. Shiomi in last night's ball game was 2 for 4. He's 7 for 16 on the series entering the game tonight. And here comes the offering from the lefty Tajima, who kicks and fires. It's a fastball at the back foot of the hitter, but moves Shiomi off the plate. The count now goes to 1-2. He makes him feel very uncomfortable. Shiomi in the series has also got a home run and an RBI. He's also got a stolen base. So one's across the board on the slash line. Here comes the offering from the lefty Tajima, who now gets his side and delivers. That one's a fastball that bounces up to the plate. It was a 54-mile-an-hour fastball. Now the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shiomi, Aoki, and Yamada here in the top of the first inning. As the lefty gets his sign from his catcher and he works set to the belt. Gets himself his breath and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined right to the first baseman, Oda, who makes the catch, and that is going to retire Shiomi for the first out of the inning. He hit that ball right on the screws, and it was heading down the right field line until Oda was able to intercept it there, hit that ball hard, and he is retired for the first out of the innings. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Nori Aoki. Well, Aoki got the start in last night's ball game as he was able to go. He was 1 for 2 last night. He had a walk and a stolen base. He's 1 for 4 on the series. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away. The count is quickly 0-1. Aoki, of course, had a number of seasons over in Major League Baseball. He gets the start tonight in the 2-hole in the batting order. As the lefty ready to deliver, he kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes even to 1-1. Aoki had bounced around a little bit. He spent time with the Brewers, the Astros, the Blue Jays, the Mets, and among other teams. So the lefty works set to the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-2. Veteran is 40 years old. And he waits here on the offering. Pretty good shape. And there is a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field past Oda and the second baseman, Nishino. And that is going to be a base hit for the veteran outfielder, as he has now got himself a single here with one gone. That'll bring up the second baseman, Tetsudo Yamada. Interesting decision on that one. Maybe the experience of Oda. I'm not sure how much first base Oda has played during the year. Yuma Tongu and Tiyokata getting their opportunities. Even Sugimoto having his chance at first base. That ball there, I wonder if the first baseman Oda could have made a couple of more steps to his right and maybe made that play. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yamada. Yamada in last night's ball game was 0 for 3. He's having a tough series. He's 2 for 16 on the series. Both of his hits came in the third game, where he also had a home run, knocked in 3 runs. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Yamada as Tajima holds set and delivers. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes 1-1 to Yamada. They've moved Yamada around the batting order a little bit. He's normally in the 3-hole. They had him hitting the leadoff spot the other night. Anything that they could find to do to try to get him going. So here comes the 1-1 as Tajima holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yamada. Left-hander against the right-hander. Tajima works from the set, and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. Runs the count now to 3-1 on Yamada. Looming on deck is the third baseman, Munetaka Murakami. So I can say that he doesn't look sharp particularly right now, does the lefty Tajima. As he works from the set position and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled straight back. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just hasn't quite got it. Now you often see that with starting pitchers, that they have trouble locating and getting command of their pitches early on. Usually takes them an inning or so to get used to the mound, and it's not quite the same as throwing in the bullpen. Here's the 3-2. It's a fastball swung on. It is lined foul down the third base line. The third base coach had to hop out of the way as that ball was coming destined right for him, and that's going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yamada. Morioki was on the run in that particular moment. So here comes the 3-2 offering now as Tajima works set, and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's pop foul behind home plate. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side. Aoki was running again. Interesting that they're doing that. They're probably making the attempt to stay out of the double play possibilities, as they've got him on the move. I wouldn't be surprised if Tajima threw over here in this situation. So here comes the 3-2. As he works set at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and that's going to keep the count at 3-2 strikes. 8 pitches already now in this at bat for Yamada, as he's providing quite the problem for Tajima. So the lefty gets his sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki, and he works set to the belt. He checks the runner. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. Yamada has won the battle, and he's aboard with a base on balls, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Munetaka Murakami, with runners at first and second and only one gone. So not the situation you want early in the ball game for Tajima, is he's going to have to face the big fella here with 2 aboard and only 1 out. Murakami has had himself some moments in this series. He's actually 4 for 16. He was 0 for 3 in last night's ball game. He did have a walk. He's also got himself a homer and 4 runs batted in. The homer, of course, came in game 1 of the Japan series. So the big left-handed hitting third baseman waiting here on the offering from Tajima, who kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Munetaka Murakami. We got Redbeard Breaks in the house here. We appreciate you for stopping in today. And then we got Mr. Rono 777. And there's a fastball that just misses off the inside corner, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Mr. Rono 777 says the under 7.5 is the bet. Well, I'll tell you, yesterday with the pitchers that were going at it, I figured we would have an over. I know it was 7.5 yesterday. I thought for sure it would be an over just on that pitching matchup, and it turned out to be a 1-0 game. I picked Orix yesterday to win. I've also got Orix to win today. I think Orix has got the edge, and I'll tell you why in a moment. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. The starting pitcher tonight for the Yakult Swallows is Hikaru Yamashita, and he's only making his 3rd career NPB start. He had 2 regular season starts this year, did the rookie, and he's getting a start here in the Japan series. So I don't know if the ledger right now points in the favor of the Buffaloes, but here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 2-2. So I would be leaning towards the veteran Daiki Tajima, veteran, of course, and he's only got a few years under his belt, to have the edge rather than that of the rookie. But last night I did not get my pick correct in terms of the over-under, but I did say the Buffaloes will win, and I do think the Buffaloes will leave in the series tonight. It'll be entertaining going back to the Jinju Stadium, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Murakami. So Murakami will be followed by Jose Osuna, who waits his turn on deck. As the lefty Tajima works set, he checks the runner at second, which is Aoki. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Power versus power, and Tajima wins the battle as he blows it right by Murakami for the 2nd out of the inning. And that is going to leave it up to the first baseman, Jose Osuna. So needed the strikeout, got it when he wanted it, challenged the big fella, and he blew him away. And that is 2 in the books now for the Swallows, and that'll leave it all up to that first baseman, Jose Osuna. Well, for Osuna, he's had an absolutely outstanding series. He is 9 for 17. He's got himself a homer and 4 RBIs. He had a hit last night in the ball game. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is chopped over the head of the pitcher. It's up the middle. Rounding third and heading home is going to be Aoki, as he's going to come in with the first run of the ball game. And the Swallows have the lead on an RBI single by Jose Osuna. And Aoki is on the board. So yes, our friend Mr. Rono, who says in the chat, 1-0 Swallows, that is where we are at. It was a seeing eye single. The ball had eyes as it was chopped over the head of the pitcher and got past the glove of the shortstop Kobayashi for a base hit. And that scores Naoki for a 1-0 lead, and Osuna's hot streak continues as he's now 10 for 18 in the series. And the umbrellas are out in force for the Swallows fans who are in attendance. So here comes the offering from the lefty, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Patrick Kivlahan. Kivlahan did not appear in last night's ball game. He did get the start in Game 3. He is 0 for 3 on the series. He bats from the right side. And the lefty Tajima holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's a base hit. Sugimoto comes up. He comes up firing. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is in time, and it is going to nail the runner, Yamada, from second base. What a great throw by the right fielder. They challenged them. They wanted to see if they could throw him out, and Sugimoto delivers. And that is going to do it here in the first inning. A base hit single by Kivlahan, and that will retire Yamada on the scoring of 9-2 on the putout. He has gone for out number 3, and the Swallows get 1 run in the inning on 3 hits. And they had 1 run in the inning on 3 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through a half an inning. It is the Swallows 1 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the starting lineups for the Buffaloes when we return and get you all updated on everything else. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you the starting lineup to face the Swallows lefty Hikaru Yamashita. Leading off for the Buffaloes is going to be Kodai Sano in center field. Batting second is Masahiro Nishino. He plays second base. Hitting third is the left fielder Kai Nakagawa. And the cleanup spot is the designated hitter Masataki Yoshida. Batting fifth and right field is Yataro Sugimoto. It is playing third base and hitting sixth is Yumamune. Batting seventh at first base is Ryo Oda. Hitting eighth and playing shortstop is Kataro Kobayashi. And batting ninth and doing the catching is Kenya Wakatsuki. And as we mentioned at the top of the stream, it is a rookie on the mound for the Swallows. And it is Yamashita, who is 1-1 on the season, only 2 career NPB starts. He'd worked 12 innings, allowed 14 hits, 5 walks. He'd struck out 3 and gave up 2 runs, both earned. He had an ERA of 1.46. So he is entrusted to have to keep the Buffaloes at bay here this evening in Osaka. So Kodai Sano steps to the plate as he will lead this one off. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to third, fielded by Murakami, and he fires to first. And with one pitch, one Buffalo is gone on a ground out 5-3 for out number 1. Very similar start for Sano. He started last night's game by swinging at the first pitch. The only difference was last night he began the game with a double. So he was up first pitch swinging again tonight. And he is in the books for out number 1, and that brings up Masahiro Nishino. It's been a bit of a revolving door at first base or second base in the series. It's been Nishino. It has been Ryo Adachi. There's a fastball that misses outside for ball, and the count is 1-0. As the Buffaloes last night had Ryo Oda at second base, so they've had second base just moving around like crazy. There was a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0 to Nishino. Not really sure what the rationale to that would be, but obviously they have a plan. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses inside, and the count now goes to 3 balls and no strikes on Nishino. Nishino got a lot of playing time down the stretch, not a lot for Ryo Adachi. as we have been accustomed to seeing him at second base. So maybe a changing of the guard long term. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Our friend Jimmy Redbeard Break says, "Let's go Buffalo," as the Buffaloes are at the stick, and there's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Nishino. Nishino batting from the left side against the left-hander Yamashita, who delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is chopped softly over to short. It is fielded by Nagioka. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Nishino on a ground out. 6-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder Kai Nakagawa. Well, Nakagawa, in last night's ball game, he was on base twice. He scored the only run of the game, as he was hit by a pitch in the third inning and later came home on a single by Yataro Sugimoto. He was 1 for 3 in the ball game last night, 6 for 18 on the series. As he steps in here. And the first offering from the lefty is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Nakagawa. Yamashita sometimes loads it up where he's got a lot of rosin on the hand and a puff of smoke comes out. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into left field for a base hit. Nakagawa is aboard with a 1-out single. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. Let's say with Nakagawa in the 3 spot tonight, they've moved him through the order a little bit. He was in the 3 hole last night, but they had dropped him down in game 3 of the series. While Yoshida comes to the plate, speaking of struggling, he is 2 for 12 in the series. However, he does have 7 base on balls, so he's able to find his way on base. 9 for 19 in terms of his on-base percentage. They're going to need some more from the stick from Yoshida. He hasn't been able to get it going quite yet. So he steps in on the left side, waiting on the first offering, and there's a breaking ball that's dropping in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Yoshida. You have an interesting setup for Yoshida. The second baseman, the shortstop is to the right side of second base. You don't see a lot of shifting in the Japanese league, but they do have Murakami off, and they are playing him to pull. There's a ground ball over to second base. It is fielded by Yamada. He is standing in the 4 hole. He picks it up and throws to first, and that is going to retire Yoshida on a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Buffaloes. Well, they strand a runner. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Swallows 1 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning when we return after this. Appreciate you for being here. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving here to the top of the second inning. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming to bat for the Swallows, which means Yuhei Nakamura, Domingo Santana, and Hideki Nagioka. The first inning, there were 3 hits by the Swallows that accounted for a run. A really nice play defensively to end the inning by Yataro Sugimoto, who came up throwing from right field. He threw a 1-hop shot to the plate to retire Tetsuya Yamada, trying to score from second base to end the inning. And that is how and where we stand right now. So Nakamura stepping to the plate as he is going to be getting the nod again tonight. Nakamura in last night's ball game was 0 for 3, grounded into a double play, grounded out, and also struck out. So he is 3 for 18 on the series as he will step to the plate here. A lot of ugly looking numbers that are going on for some of the players. But as we said, Jose Osuna off to a huge start in this particular series here. He's got the, if I would have to say, the inside track on probably the MVP of the series with his 10 for 18 numbers. Unbelievable. So here's the first offering from Tajima. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The lefty, as we said, works from the stretch with nobody on, delivers a fastball. It's swung on, it is lifted into right field. Drifting over toward the line is the right fielder Sugimoto, and he's going to haul it in for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Domingo Santana. And just as we were talking about some sketchy numbers, Santana also has that as well. He is 3 for 14 on the series. He gets the nod again tonight. He was 1 for 4 in last night's game. He had a single and struck out a couple of times. So here he is at the plate waiting on the lefty's offering from Tajima. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So for as much as the struggles of the Swallows have been offensively, they still hold a 2-1 series lead. Of course, there has been a tie in the series as well. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Santana. We are in the top of the second inning. It is a 1-0 scoreline. There's the offering to Santana. Tajima delivers, and that pitch is, as we interrupted our feed, their pitch is fouled away, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Santana. And there's a pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Santana to be followed by Hideki Nagioka, the shortstop, here in the second inning with 1 gone. As the lefty holds to that set position and delivers, it is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-2. This Swallows lineup, I was saying yesterday, could go probably 7 hitters deep, and I would have to say maybe even 8 in some ways tonight. Maybe only the shortstop Nagioka is the one that wouldn't fear me at all. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Santana, and he has doubled the lead for the Swallows here with a home run in the second inning. That ball here got out on a 3-2 pitch. He was able to elevate it, and it goes into the left center field power alley and over the fence for a 2-0 lead for the Swallows. And this is going to be tough because the Buffaloes have been an offensive-starved ball club this year, and now they find themselves or at least in this series, find themselves down in the hole 2-0 as the big fella from the Dominican has put the Swallows now on top 2-0. That is going to bring up the shortstop Hideki Nagioka. So Nagioka striding to the plate. He is 1 for 15 on the series. So he will come to bat here, and then it'll be the top of the order, Shiomi to follow. And the crowd is in full form for the visitors from Tokyo. Well, Tajima ready to go back at it again. Here comes the first offering to Nagioka. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And just like that, we have some excitement as it is a 2-0 scoreline. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. Domingo Santana had not homered in the series. X1 says it's impossible to find a live stream. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 1-2. Well, if you stick around, we'll give you some hints here and on how to do it. We can't provide you the live stream. We can give you the live commentary, and a lot of people will match that up to the game or sync it to the game and be able to listen to it. So here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2 strikes. So if you're still here, just let us know, and we'll hint you through it. So if you know how to work Google, it'll give you the head start. We can offer you a couple of options to try to hunt it down, and you should be able to get it. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to second, fielded by Nishino. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Nagaoka on a ground out, 4-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Yasutaka Shiomi. So the first thing that you may want to or wish to do is you want to go to the Reddit page, the old NPB Reddit page. There's a list of links within that there. And you can cycle through that and try to be able to find it. So that is one way. There's a pile of different links that will be able to give you some options. Not sure what exactly still works over there. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Another option is that you can go and you can Google Live QQ. If you do that, then you're going to have to need your translator activated, and you're going to have to cycle through the pages a little bit. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. And if you do that, then you can find there's a number of options over there as well. So those are the 2 things that you have to do. So those are definitely those things there. And you have to do some hunting. You got to be a bit of a sleuth. We can't put the links in here for you. There's a fastball that misses down and away. It's now 3-0. Sometimes some of the patrons that are in here listening, especially on the weekends, can give you a hand with some of that stuff. So those are the 2 things that you could do. Certainly the latter of the 2 recommendations would be to be able to go and do that. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yasutaka Shiomi. So the Buffalo fans are a little bit on the quiet side now as they're in the hole 2-0. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 3-2. Our friend Mick 3Y official is in the house. He says, "Let's go Buffaloes." And that is the case here because they are looking up down 2-0 right now in this one. So if we really want an entertaining series, I know there's Swallows fans that listen in here. For a neutral here, it would be great to see the Buffaloes get a win, and then you have a showdown in Tokyo. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. And Shiomi is going to be aboard with a 2-out walk. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Nori Aoki. And so our friend Mick says you can call some. Are you going to call some World Series games? Not going to be able to do it. Just I don't even know if I'm going to be able to watch any World Series games. That's a bit of my challenge right now. Is we got so much stuff going on here, and we're pretty busy that it's not going to be able to allow us to make those calls. Our friend Kyle says, unfortunately, Kyle, it won't post the link there for you. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Nori Aoki. So no balls and 1 strike. As the lefty gets his sign from his catcher and he works set and now delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It is to Aoki as he bats here with the runner at first and 2 away. Nori Aoki scored the first run of the ball game. He had a single and came around and scored the run on the base hit single by Osuna. Here comes the offering from Tajima, but he throws over to first base. And getting back in time is the runner Shiomi. Shiomi is a threat to steal. He's already got 1 here in the series. But he can run a little bit. So here comes the offering now from Tajima as the lefty holds set. And he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. On the season, Xiaomi had 24 stolen bases. He said he can run a bit. You're going to have to keep your eye on him here, as it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Aoki. Also, wouldn't be surprised in this count here. Maybe they put him in motion and try a hit and run. Here comes the 2-1, as Aoki does have pretty good bat control. And the pitch is delivered. It is a fastball swung on, and the runner was in motion. They popped it up right behind home plate, and the ball is going to just drift into the seats, and it's going to run the count to 2-2. Well, the Swallows were thinking the same thing I was, is to put the runner in motion. And they had Xiaomi moving on the pitch, but Aoki couldn't square anything up. It's going to run the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 2-2 offering. And the pitch is delivered. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Aoki is down on strikes for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the second inning for the Yakult Swallows. But they do get a run as damage has been done. The home run by Domingo Santana has doubled the lead to 2-0. There was 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 1.5. And it is a scoreline of 2-0. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being in here with us. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom half of the second inning, and the rookie left-hander for the Yakult Swallows is enjoying himself a 2-0 lead. He is going to be facing the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order. It'll be Yataro Sugimoto, Yuma Mune, and Ryo Oda to come to bat here in the second inning. Sugimoto had that fantastic play from the outfield to throw out Tetsuda Yamada to end the first inning, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball to get things going here for a no ball and 1 strike count. Sugimoto on the series, or at least in last night's ball game, he was 1 for 4. He drove in the only run. 4 for 15 on the series. He takes a slow breaking ball outside for ball, and the count is now 1-1. So 4 for 15 on the series for the big fella entering tonight's fray. And RBI was only his 2nd of the series last night. There's the breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to short. Nagioka has to go into the 6th hole to field it. He throws to first, and that is going to be a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Yuma Mune. So Yuma Mune is coming to the plate, and he is on the season, or at least on the playoffs, he is 3 for 17. A couple of walks in last night's ball game. He has struggled in the series thus far. He's played some very sound defensive ball for the Buffaloes. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Mune. He does not have any RBIs or home runs in this series to this point. And here's the breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 1-1. It'll be followed by Ryo Oda here in the second inning. And here comes the 1-1 offering. It is a breaking ball swung on, and it is grounded foul past the bag at first base. And now the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Our friend A. Kyle says the Swallows plus 390 first inning and over, I think he says over 5 runs, plus 122. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. Count goes to 2-2. This one here, last night it was, I believe, 7.5 was the over-under. Of course, it was a 1-0 ball game, and in some ways there was so much traffic on the bases. Here's the pitch to Mune. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to third, where Cami fields it. He throws to first. And Mune is in the books on a ground out, 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up Ryo Oda. I just find it fascinating that they can roll out a rookie in only his third start. He's able to produce like he is. Oda, now on the series, is 1 for 3. He gets the nod at first base tonight. He had a hit in last night's ball game. He was 1 for 2, and he also drew a walk. He has nothing in the slash line. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is 1-2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Oda. Katara Kirbiashi waits his turn on deck. We noticed this in the series quite a bit, is that sometimes the pitchers will get the first 2 outs, but they really have a difficulty putting away the final hitter of the inning. There were not too many 3-up, 3-down innings yesterday. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2-1 on Oda. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The lefty is working at the belt, and now he kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. As the lefty gets his sign from his catcher, and he works set to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and it's tapped foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 3-2 on Oda. Somebody who is swinging a decent bat for the Buffaloes is the on-deck hitter Kataro Kirbiashi, not known for his offensive prowess. He's 5 for 16 in the series. Talking about certain players that are maybe struggling or not doing as well, but he's certainly a player that is no more known for his glove than he is for his bat. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside. It's going to be ball 4, and Oda has got himself a 2-out walk. So just as the pattern was in the first inning, the starter for the Swallows, Yoshida, gets the first 2 outs, then he allowed a hit, and this time it's 2 outs and he allows a walk. So that brings up the shortstop Kataro Kirbiashi to the plate. He is 5 for 16, as we mentioned in the series, with no homers and an RBI, as he is getting the start in this one. And should he get on, it'll be Kenya Wakatsuki who follows. So we'll keep an eye on what they're going to do with Oda, if they decide to put him in motion or not. Here comes the first pitch from the lefty, Yoshida, who holds at the belt and now delivers. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Kirbiashi batting from the right side. He waggles the bat. And here's the offering. It's a slow breaking ball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. As the lefty works set. And now he checks the runner and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. This ball is going to get down, and it's off the wall. Digging around third and heading, and they throw on the brakes late. And that is going to send the runner Oda back to third. He probably would have been a dead duck, so probably the right decision for the third base coach to throw up the brakes late. The relay throws were pretty good, and they would have been in time to nail him. So it's going to be a double for Kobayashi. He continues his hot hitting as he is aboard with a double. Just didn't have quite enough legs to be able to take it over the fence. It ended up hitting right at the base of the wall. It was run down by the center fielder Shiomi as he was able to pick it up off the short hop off of the fence. He relayed it back in. The shortstop was Nagioka, made a great throw to the plate. And that is where they were able to keep the runners at bay. So the Buffaloes are threatening with runners at second and third and 2 gone. And the catcher Kenya Wakatsuki steps to the plate. Wakatsuki on the series is 1 for 5. He got the nod as the starter in last night's game. Tori Fushimi had started the 2 previous games before last night. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Wakatsuki. Tony says for him, it's got to be an under for him tonight. Thanks for Tony for popping in here late night. In North America, it is 3:20 in the morning on the West Coast, 6:20 on the East Coast. If you're listening to us live, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. Small game here, as we said last night. If there was a game for an over, last night was the game for me, and it ended up being a 1-0 ball game. Just the amount of runners that were stranded on the bases, the way that the pitchers were able to escape innings was unbelievable. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count is now 2-1 to Wakatsuki. I'd be curious to see how the Buffaloes react to the starter here the second time through the order. It's always a wild card when you have somebody on the mound that you haven't seen. I think of the Philadelphia Phillies series in the league championship against the Padres, I believe it was, and they threw was it Bailey Falter or whatever that fella's name was on the mound, and you're like, who is this guy? I've never seen him before. And that could play into the part of the team. And there's a ground ball hit to the shortstop, Nagioka. He fields it off of one knee, comes up in throwing, and that is going to retire Wakatsuki on a ground out, 6-3 to end the inning. Well, the Buffaloes, they threaten all with 2 out, but they failed to score. There were no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. It is now through 2 complete. It is the Swallows 2 and the Buffaloes no score. Hang around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Swallows here in the third inning to face Daiki Tajima, and that means it's going to be Tetsuda Yamada, Munetaka Murakami, and Jose Osuna. The tough part of the batting order for the Swallows. Yamada was able to walk his first time to the plate, but he was gunned down at home for the third out of the inning in the top half of the first, as he was hosed by the right fielder Yataro Sugimoto to end the inning. A great play there by him. Yamada has really struggled in the series. He is 2 for 16 at the plate. He's got a homer and 3 RBIs. So He is batting here. The starter here, Tajima, he has also found himself struggling a bit. 51 pitches in his first 2 innings of work as he's ready to face the right-handed hitting Yamada, who steps in at the plate. Ready to go here again. And so now the lefty works set at the belt. Does Tajima, as we said, he throws from the stretch with nobody on, and he delivers the first pitch breaking ball, which drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. The Buffaloes really need to be able to keep the Swallows at bay here and be able to try to chip away to score some runs. They are offensively starved. I hate to say it, but the Swallows may have done enough early on to be able to do it. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's popped up over on the left side of the infield. Moving over underneath it is the shortstop Kobayashi, and he makes the catch. And Yamada is away for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up the heavy-hitting third baseman Munetaka Murakami. Well, Murakami is 0-for-1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. He was blown away on a 2-2 fastball for the second out of the inning. It was power versus power. Tajima had reared back and ended up firing it past the big, heavy-hitting third baseman of the Swallows. So the lefty works at the belt, and here comes the offering. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. Murakami, with his 56 homers and 130-plus RBIs on the year, is instant offense. He's in scoring position when he steps into the batter's box. So here comes the 1-0 offering as the lefty works set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count goes even to 1-1. 4 for 17 now on the series for the big fella. Second most amount of home runs all time, with 56 in the season. Quite the year for the left-handed hitting power hitter for the Swallows. And here's the 1-1. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 to Murakami. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Redbeard Breaks is hanging in here with us, asking how everybody's doing. It's a quiet night in the chat. We get some of the late night crowds, the weekend crowds. Sometimes, Jimmy, are very festive, but because it's 2:30 in the morning on the East Coast, or at least 3:25 now, and 6:25, it's more the breakfast crowd. People haven't quite woken up yet. They're not as energetic. There's a fastball swung on. It is taken on 1 hop by the shortstop on the backhand side by Kobayashi. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Murakami. That's a ground out 6-3. He hit the ball on the screws, as it was a 1-hop smash to the shortstop. It was a good swing. And as I say, it was taken on 1 hop on the backhand side. Good play by Kobayashi. They were swinging him around to the right side of the infield. The 20-year-old shortstop for the Buffaloes makes himself a really nice play. So that is going to be 2 gone here, and it leaves it all up to Jose Osuna, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Osuna has drove in the first run of the ball game tonight. He's 1 for 1. He's got an RBI. As we said, he is 10 for 18 on the series. He is absolutely in a zone. And here comes the 1-strike pitch as Tajima kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Seems like every time I look up, Jose Osuna is on the base paths. So no balls and 2 strikes. Left-hander against the right-hander. Tajima holds to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Osuna goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is exactly the tonic that the Buffaloes needed. A 1-2-3 inning for the Swallows if they want to get back in it. The momentum is now swung their way. It'll be the top of the order coming up for the Buffaloes in just a few. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 2.5 innings. Your score, it is 2-0 for the Swallows over the Buffaloes. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this with all the action. 2-0 Swallows, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the calls here for the bottom of the third inning. We'll be right back after this.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order. Kodai Sano, Masahiro Nishino, and Kai Nakagawa to come to bat for the Buffaloes here in their half of the third inning. Sano, 1 for 4 on the series. He's 0 for 1 tonight. You got to keep an eye. He likes to swing at the first pitch. And here's the first offering. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I said that because tonight he led off the ball game as he attacked the first pitch from the starter and ended up grounding out. Last night he had a double down the left field line. And he also swung at another first pitch last night, so noticeable. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the Buffaloes center fielder. It'll be Nishino and Nakagawa to follow here in the third. And the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Only 32 pitches for the Swallows lefty in his first 2 innings of work. As we said, Tajima really had to work hard, 51 pitches, but he really needed that 1-2-3 inning in the third to keep his counts down. And there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kodai Sano. Buffaloes are trying to get something going here. They've had all the offense that they've had in this one here. They've had a couple of hits in the first 2 innings, but everything has come with 2 outs. Not been able to set the table early. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. Sano has fallen coming out of the box. The shortstop, Nagioka, fields it and he throws it to first. He's able to retire the speedy Sano on a ground out 6-3. He slipped out of the batter's box there and he had to get up and gather his feet and then get down the line. So he is retired for out number 1, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Well, for Nishino, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. He bats from the left side against the left-handed throwing Yamashita, who delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. I have to say, I really like the way that the pitcher is able to mix his pitches. Of course, we said this is only the 3rd start at the NPB level. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. He is working a little bit quickly, and you can see that the hitters are wanting to slow him down a little bit as Nishino had stepped out there a moment ago, and now here comes the 0-2. It's a breaking ball that is waved at and fouled away, and the count now is going to remain at no balls and 2 strikes. But just the way that he's able to change speeds and sneak the fastball by the hitters has been fairly effective for the lefty tonight, but I'm curious to see how this second time through the order goes. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as he delivers a fastball that swung on it, is grounded foul down the third baseline, fielded on the backhand side by Murakami, and that's going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. I am keenly interested to see how some of the players, when I start thinking, going through my mind of the prospects, they were talking about Kodai Sano of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. The star pitcher for the Hawks has said he's going to test the waters of Major League Baseball. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Nishino. And already they said the Chicago Cubs are interested. Of course, the Cubs are interested in a lot of things. They need a lot of help at Wrigley. But he would look good over in their uniform. So Sano is going to be on the open market, and I'm sure that would bring in an audience there. There's a fastball swung on it, is lined right to the third baseman Murakami, and that is going to retire Nishino. He hit the ball on the screws, but right to the glove of the third baseman, and he is gone for out number 2. And that is going to bring up the left fielder Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He had a single in his first trip. He's 7 for 19 now in the series. Well, when I was thinking of different players, when I look up and down the offense of the Buffaloes, I don't see any players that would attract me to think that they would be making a move to Major League Baseball. And here comes the first offering. It is a breaking ball that misses for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Nakagawa. Masataka Yoshida, though he's a great hitter, I don't know if would make that jump. And I don't know where you would play him. He's a bit of a liability in the outfield side. There's a fastball swung on, grounded foul over on the third base side. The count goes to 1-1. But that being said, you can always use a bat in your order, and that would be something that teams would have to want to take a look at. Are you going to be able to, how are you going to weigh that option? You're going to give up the liability of a poor fielder for his bat. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Yamada fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire the Buffaloes in order. It's a ground out 4-3. So the Buffaloes go quietly in their half of the third inning as well. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, as they are retired in order with nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete. Your score is the Swallows 2 and the Buffaloes no score. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with the call of the top of the 4th inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 4th inning, and our friend the Hobbyist has joined us. We appreciate you for popping in here, Chris. It is Patrick Kivlahan, Yuhei Nakamura, and Domingo Santana, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat here for the Swallows. In their half of the 4th inning, they are leading 2-0. The runs have come in 2 different spots. In the first inning, it was Nori Aoki, who was singled home by Jose Osuna. Gave the Swallows a 1-0 lead, and a Domingo Santana home run in the second extended the lead to 2-0, and that is where we stand here so far tonight. The rookie left-hander Yoshida has pitched very well. 46 pitches in his 3 innings of work. And now it is going to be Patrick Kivlahan to get things going here in the top half of the 4th inning. Our friend the Hobbyist asked who's winning the series. It is a 2-1 series lead for the Swallows. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Kivlahan, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kivlahan did get a single his first time up. He's 1 for 4 in the series. It was his single that led to the great defensive play by Yataro Sugimoto to throw out the runner Yamada at the plate to end the inning. There's a fastball that is outside, but the home plate umpire goes up with the right hand. As he says, Kivlahan went around too far, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. So this is game 5 of the series. The edge is right now to the Swallows. They have a 2-1 series lead. There was a tie in the series as well. And when that happens, there is a possibility that we could go beyond 7 games in the series. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. 1-2 to Kivlahan. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The lefty Tajima works set at the belt as he pitches with the stretch with nobody on and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Kivlahan is retired on strikes for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. And that is now officially 5 in a row set down by Tajima. He's starting to get on a roll, and that'll bring up the catcher, Yuhei Nakamura. So pivotal game here tonight in Game 5. If the Buffaloes were to win, it would square the series at 2, and then we have a very entertaining series going back to Tokyo to the Jinju Stadium. But if the Swallows are able to win here tonight, then the ledger is in their favor to complete the series. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. You'd have to think that if the Buffaloes can't score any runs at home, it's only going to be more and more difficult in front of that away crowd when they have to play on Saturday. And there's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nakamura. Nakamura 3 for 19 on the series. And to think, last year he was the MVP of the Japan series, as there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-0. Nakamura had himself quite the series last year, but he's not been able to duplicate it this year. And here's the 3-0. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 3-1. Domingo Santana, who homered his last time up, waits on deck. So if you're going to face him, you'd rather face him with nobody on than with ducks on the pond. So here comes the 3-1 offering as the lefty Tajima holds set and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line. This ball is going to get down for a base hit. Digging around first and holding it first is going to be the catcher, Nakamura. As that ball had bled in, it was off the fists, was able to slice in. They were playing him around more to left field, and Yutaro Sugimoto had to come a long way to have to get that ball. But he is going to be held to a single here, nonetheless. So that brings up Domingo Santana, who homered his last time up. Santana on the series is now 4 for 15. He has the home run and the RBI that he had in his last at bat. Those were his first homers and RBIs of the series. Or first homer and RBI of the series, I should say. And there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to third. Diving is Yumamune. He gets up, he throws from the ground, and he is able to retire Santana. What a fantastic play by Mune over at third base. Had to dive to his left, got to his feet, fired across the diamond, and he actually took a peek at second base to see if he had a shot at Nakamura, but he was able to get to his feet and throw out Santana for the second out of the inning. Great defensive play by the third baseman. And got to his feet, was able to throw on one hop across the diamond to be able to retire Santana for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Hideki Nagioka. Well, Nagioka steps to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to second his first time up. He bats here with 2 out and a runner in scoring position at second base, and there's a fastball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0. That was pitch number 71 by the lefty Tajima, I should say. So here comes the 1-0 offering, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. As we said about the lefty for the Swallows, it's only his second career start for the 23-year-old. It's pretty amazing. Third start, 2 starts in the regular season. And here you go. Here's the game ball in Game 5 of the series. Absolutely amazing. So here we go. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as the lefty Tajima holds and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball's lined into center field. It's down for a base hit. Rounding third, and they're going to hold up the runner at third. Oh, boy. Not sure about that one. The throw from center field from Kodai Sano was up the line at third base. It was an absolutely horrendous throw. He came up throwing, and the ball was probably about 35 feet up the line. They would have kept the runner going. It would have been probably all the way around. So the light hitting Nagaoka has extended the inning. That puts runners at the corners. It's also going to bring the pitching coach out of the Buffaloes dugout as he's going to come out and have a few words with his starter. It's going to be the top of the order, Shiomi, to come to bat with runners on the corners and 2 outs. So Tajima is definitely not been sharp tonight. And just when you thought he was settling in by retiring those 5 in a row, a single to Nakamura here, then the hard hit ground out by Santana and a single by Nagaoka. The Swallows threatening again, and they've got runners on the corners, but they have a conference of Buffaloes on the mound. With runners at first and third, we'll see what the Buffaloes have in mind here. Not ready yet for a pitching change, but one would have to think that if he could survive this inning, they maybe get a shot to get him through the next inning, and then it'll be the end of the night for Tajima. And it turns into the battle of the bullpens, of course. So we've got the top of the order, Shiomi at the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He's popped to first, and he has walked in his 2 trips. He is 7 for 17 in the series. And here comes the first offering from Tajima. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Shiomi. Just as a reminder, no game tomorrow night in the series, but it will be on again on Saturday morning. Saturday morning, if you are on the East Coast or West Coast of Canada, the United States. Saturday evening Japan time, as there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. We will be back on the YouTube airwaves to cover that one as well. So hopefully you can make it in here with us for game 6 of the series. And we'll find out here in another couple hours if it's going to be a 3-1 series lead for the Swallows, or if it'll be all knotted up going back to the Jinju. But I just have a feeling it's going to be a battle of the bullpens in this one. I think that Tajima, they would probably have liked to got 6 innings out of him. I would think if they could get one more out of him in the 5th, then that would probably be his day. So here comes the offering. It's no balls and 2 strikes as the lefty holds set and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shiomi. I'd be curious to see who's available tonight for the Buffaloes out of their bullpen. They did use Utagawa last night and also Yamazaki. One would have to think that maybe the potential for those two, they may not be available tonight. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Certainly maybe Utagawa, who went an inning in 2/3. And there's a pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away. And the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bullpen management is often key in these series because it's hard to bring guys back on back-to-back nights, especially if they've ratcheted their pitch count up. Utagawa would be in that category. So here's the 2-2 as the lefty holds set. And now he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Nagaoka. One would think it's not necessarily the worst situation to run here. If he gets thrown out, you got the top of the order coming up next inning. If he steals the base, then you've got him in scoring position, and Shiomi looking to do some damage here. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as he holds to the set. Tajima again throws over to first base, and again getting back safely is the base runner Nagaoka. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tajima here gets his sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back at it against the leadoff hitter Shiomi as he works set from the belt. Checks the runner at first. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Shiomi is gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they threaten to the Swallows, but they don't score. Tajima with a big strikeout there, his 2nd of the inning. And in my books, that is his 5th on the night. There were no runs in the inning. There were a couple of hits, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. 5 Swallows left the board through the first 4 innings. We're now moving to the bottom of the 4th. Your score is the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 2 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for checking in tonight. Whether you listen on YouTube or on Twitch, we're appreciative that you guys are here. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the 4th inning. And coming to bat will be the heart of the batting order for the Buffaloes. That means it's going to be Masataka Yoshida, Yatara Sugimoto, and Yuma Mune to face the lefty Yamashita, who is back out for his 4th inning of work. So Yoshida, Sugimoto, and Mune to get things going here in the 4th inning. 46 pitches for the rookie lefty through his first 3 innings of work. Obviously, a different story than what the Buffaloes have with their veteran Tajima on the hill. And the first pitch of the ball game is delivered to first pitch of the inning is delivered to Yoshida, who swings and pops it up into left field. Coming in on it is Aoki, who's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Yoshida for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away as Yoshida swung at the first pitch that he saw and popped it up. So he is gone, and that's going to bring up the right fielder Yataro Sugimoto. For Sugimoto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. So 0 for 1 for the right fielder. And there's the breaking ball that is dropped in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Sugimoto. And there is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Sugimoto to be followed by Yuma Mune here in the 4th inning. And here's the 1-1 as the lefty delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The Buffalo fans are holding up the jersey of the star player. Sugimoto waits here on the offering from the lefty, who kicks and delivers. And it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And Sugimoto, not sure that he likes that call particularly. He does a 180 and walks onto the batter's box. That's going to run the count to 2-2. Some of the older supporters are wearing the old Kintetsu Buffaloes jerseys or tops. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is popped foul. It's going to reach the seats behind the home plate side of and first base side of home plate, and that's going to keep the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sugimoto. The right-handed hitting right fielder waiting here on the offering from the lefty Yamashita, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sugimoto to be followed by Yuma Mune. As we said here in the 4th inning, it's been all Swallows so far here tonight offensively. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. And that is the hit that the Buffaloes could use. It's the first time they've had a runner on with less than 2 outs, and Sugimoto is the one to do it, as he's got himself his 5th hit of the series. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Well, if there's a player who needs to figure something out and get something going here, it's Mune. He is 3 for 18 on the series. And he has been playing some sparkling defense, so he's been getting it done on the defensive side. But he has yet to do any damage with the stick. So Mune is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to third his first time up. He bats from the left side against the left-handed throwing Yamashita, who holds at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. That pitch floated up to the plate at just over 70 miles an hour. So no balls and 1 strike. Get a kick out of it when I watch some of these pitches float up there. That one there, it's took quite a bit off of that for Mune. So here, let's see what he does with the next pitch. He delivers. It's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. I have to tell you that the lefty Yamashita is not particularly overpowering for a young fella, but he is around the zone and throws strikes. That's what he's been doing all night. Here's the 0-2 pitch now to Mune. As the lefty gets his sign from his catcher Nakamura, and he works set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted in shallow center field. Coming hard on it is Shomi. That ball is going to bounce in front of him, and Sugimoto is going to make it into second base. And that is going to be a base hit for Mune. He'll take him any way he can get him right now. That's going to put runners at first and second for the Buffaloes. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Ryo Oda. Well, Oda, in his first at bat, he walked in his only trip to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the series. His hit came in last night's ball game, and he has replaced Yuma Tongu at first base, who's been absolutely tragic with the bat so far. So any opportunity to get somebody going, and then they're going to turn it over here to Oda to see if he can do something. So here is opportunity knocking, and we'll see what he can do. And you'll be Kotaro Kobayashi, who waits his turn on deck. And I should say the hot-hitting Kotaro Kobayashi, because he has been one of the better hitters for the Buffaloes in this series thus far. So here comes the first pitch to Oda as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on his line to second. It was caught by the shortstop. They throw it over to the second baseman covering, and his ball was hit right on the screws by Oda. And he is going to be retired on a line drive to the shortstop. Good job by Sugimoto to hold his ground. And Oda is retired for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. Well, 2 gone now here. He couldn't hit the ball any harder than that. The ball was hit right to the shortstop, and he almost lined himself into the double play. Good heads-up running by the base runner to hold his ground on the line drive. Froze on the line drive and able to get back to the bag. So that brings Kobayashi to the plate, who doubled his first time up. And here comes the first offering from the lefty Yamashita. It's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. As I'm kind of wondering, I would think that they would be on high alert for this young lefty the third time through the order. Maybe he gets to see the Buffaloes one more time. I'm not sure. But I think a lot's going to depend here on the next couple of hitters. A base hit here should score a run. So here comes the 1-0 offering to Kobayashi. The Buffaloes need to find a way to get on the board. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. For those who are the Swallow fans that are listening in, they probably won't agree, obviously, and rightfully so. But for the neutral here, listening to this one and watching this one, the Buffaloes are going to need some sort of runs here to be able to stay in this series. Here's the 1-1 pitch. As the lefty delivers, it's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul down the right field line. going to get itself into the seats. That's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nothing really overpowering from Yamashita tonight. He's been a strike thrower. He has only walked 1 batter, and he has not recorded a strikeout. So he has to have the defense make the plays. There's no trickery going on here from the lefty. So Yamashita gets his sign. He's ready to go again. When he had those starts earlier this year in 12 innings, he only struck out 3 batters. So that's right on song with what he's able to do. Here's the 1-2 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul down the third base line. It's going to keep the count at 1-2 to Kobayashi. Yuma Mune at first base does run pretty well. If it was a double down the line or in the corner, we'd have to keep our eye on him. He may be able to get all the way around from first to score. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-handed hitting shortstop waits here on the offering from the lefty Yamashita. And now he works to the set. He checks the runners. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball down in the dirt. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kobayashi waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the lefty Yamashita. We've got our friend Mick says a run scored here. Is he predicting what we have? Well, we're going to find out right now. Here comes the offering. Here comes the 2-2. As Yamashita kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is chopped up the middle. It's into center field. Rounding third and heading home is Sugimoto. Here's the throw to the plate. It's offline. And the Buffaloes are on the board as our friend Mick is letting us know that we're a little bit behind. A single and an RBI for Kobayashi, his second hit of the ball game. Sugimoto cuts the lead in half by scoring from second. Yuma Mune will stop at second base. And that is where we have it here. So we got runners again at first and second now with 2 gone and a run on the board. Kentaro Kobayashi with 2 hits tonight gives him 7 on the series. Just as we've been saying about the hot hitting of the Jose Osuna for the Swallows, well, you have to start pointing the finger at Kobayashi, who's really swinging the bat well for the Buffaloes in the series. So 2-1 is the scoreline, and that's going to bring Kenya Wakatsuki to the plate. Wakatsuki batting in the 9 hole is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. So the Buffaloes needed that to get back in the ball game to gain some momentum. And he's going to try to keep it going here with 2 out in the 4th inning. So 2-1 the scoreline as Yamashita works to the set. He checks the runner Mune at second, and now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Wakatsuki on the series is 1 for 6. He got the start in last night's ball game. He gave way in games 2 and 3 to Tori Fushimi, who took the nod behind the plate. So 1 ball and no strikes to Wakatsuki as the pitcher kicks and delivers. There's another breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Left-hander against the right-hander. As they lean in and get the sign here from his catcher, and here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. So the bases, they've got runners at first and second. So they're looking here to be able to possibly load them up. 3-0, it's going to be a perfect pitch. I would think a take is on the way, all the way for Wakatsuki. Certainly that's what I'd be doing with this young hitter right now. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. The 68th pitch of the ball game by the lefty Yamashita. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. And our friend Mick is leading the chants as he is wanting Let's Go Orix. So here comes the 3-1 pitch to Wakatsuki as the lefty works to the set position. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line. It's in the corner. It's going to be a base hit and extra bases. Mune has come around to score. Rounding third and being held up is Kobayashi. And we've got ourselves a brand new ball game on the double by Wakatsuki. A 2-run double. And that is going to drive in another run. Kobayashi is going to stop at third. And it is going to bring Mune home with the tying run. We're all locked up at 2s here in the 4th inning. And it's a brand new ball game in Osaka. 3-1 pitch that was left middle in, and Wakatsuki made no mistake on it. He kept his hands inside the ball, was able to yank it down the line. Nori Aoki had to go into the corner to get it. Good piece of hitting there by Wakatsuki. He was right on time with the pitch. And the trouble is not over yet here for Yamashita. He's got runners at second and third, with Kodai Sano coming to the plate. So Sano is stepping to the dish, and he's looking to do some damage here. The runner at third, Kobayashi. The runner at second, Wakatsuki. Base hit here could score 2 more. So Sano is 0 for 2 tonight. He's 1 for 5 in the series. He had a double to lead off last night's game. That's been his only hit. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses inside, but they say it hit him. And that is going to load the bases as Sano has been hit by the pitch. And he is going to be on his way to first. So now they've got the bases loaded to the Buffaloes. And the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino, is striding to the plate. So the Buffaloes have got something brewing here still with 2 away. As Nishino comes to the plate, and finally, the catcher, Nakamura, goes out to talk to his young left-hander. One would have to think that the bullpens are on high alert at this point for both of these ball clubs. Amazing, really, how Tajima has been able to avoid major damage. So Nishino stepping to the plate, 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded to the shortstop, and he is lined out to third base. He bats here with 2 gone, and there's nowhere to put him. So let's see what he can do as the left-handed hitter ready to face the offering from the lefty. And the first pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nishino as the lefty works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to Yamada at second. He flips it neatly underhand to the shortstop at second, and that is going to do it. It is a fielder's choice to end the inning. Sano is going to be erased 4-6 for the third out of the inning, but not till there was damage done. There were 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors and 3 runners left the board. We're now through 4 complete. We got a brand new ball game in Osaka. It is the Swallows 2 and the Buffaloes 2. Stick around, everybody. We've got ourselves a heck of a ball game shaping up here. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fifth inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat. That's Nori Aoki, Tetsudo Yamada, and Munetaka Murakami. And that is 2, 3, and 4 here to face the left-hander Daiki Tajima. So it was a run-scoring double to tie the game by Kenya Wakatsuki to knot us all up at 2s. And we've got ourselves a ball game now in Osaka. Great game here tonight. As we said, the Buffaloes and the Swallows, this is a game, another what I would call must-win game for the Buffaloes. You lose this one here tonight, they go down 3-1 in the series. They win the game tonight, then it becomes a whole new ball game. They've got to get at least one win out of 2 in the next 2 games against the Swallows. And from what I understand is that I believe it is, if it goes the 8th game of the series, it will be in Tokyo. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is 1-0 to Nori Aoki. Aoki tonight is 1 for 2. He scored the first run of the ball game with a single, and he was brought home on an RBI single by Osuna. He struck out his last time up, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Aoki is 2 for 6 on the series. The score line is identical, or the line score is identical for both teams, 2-6-0 for both clubs here tonight. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. The 2 big cities in Japan with their ball clubs going head-to-head here in the final. Tokyo's Swallows versus the Osaka's Orix Buffaloes. So 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a fastball swung on this ball. His line didn't do right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. As Sano fields it, he comes up throwing, and that is going to keep Aoki to a single. So he gets the party started here in the 5th inning with a leadoff single, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Tetsudo Yamada. Well, the way this game was shaping up early, I was starting to wonder if we're going to get any runs scored. I know we had a couple of people in here that were saying that the over-under in the ball game was 7.5. The way it was going early, it was like, are we going to see another game like last night where we're hardly going to see any runs? But now it's Tetsudo Yamada stepping to the plate. The runner at first, and Tajima ready to deliver. And there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Maybe that 7.5 will be in jeopardy now. Yamada walked and was thrown out at the plate to end the 1st inning, and then he popped out to the shortstop. He is a 2 for 17 on the series. The star second baseman struggling in this one. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. And now the catcher, Wakatsuki, asks for time, and he runs out and literally hands the ball to his pitcher to give Tajima some words of encouragement. A little surprised here, Tajima's still hanging around. 84 pitches. It's not like he's been around the zone tonight. A lot of balls from the Buffalo lefty. As he checks and delivers, here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 3-0. If I go look at the balls and strikes from Tajima, on the night, 85 pitches, and he's thrown 33 balls. Only 52 strikes. So he could be a little bit better than that. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. We are here in the top of the 5th inning as the Buffaloes scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th to tie the game, and we're all knotted at 2s. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that comes inside, and it misses, and Yamada's going to get himself a base on balls. It's going to put 2 runners aboard with nobody out, and it's going to bring up the big fella, Munetaka Murakami. So Murakami is coming to the plate with runners at first and second, nobody gone. He's 0 for 2 in this one tonight. He has struck out, and he is grounded to short. So he is 4 for 18 on the series. We've got a conference on the mound as Takayama, the pitching coach, has come out to talk to his lefty. He's going to be able to Be careful here with the big fella. He could turn this one around and he could be at a 5-2 deficit just like that. That's the other thing. You go out and you score a couple of runs and you want your pitcher to come on back out and put up a couple of zeros. Or put up a big zero in the next inning, and there's nothing worse than you score runs, you get momentum, and then you give it right back to the other team. So runners at first and second, Aoki at second, Yamada at first. And Tajima steps off the back of the rubber and goes to the rosin bag, and he's going to reset himself and do it again. Where Cammy digs in, looking to continue to write his script as one of the great young power hitters of the Swallows. And here comes, and not just of the Swallows, but of the NPB. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away for ball one. The count is 1-0. So pick your poison. You've got to face Murakami here, who's not had a great series, but can do all kinds of damage. And then you've got Jose Osuna on deck, who is 10 for 18, and he's got 5 RBIs. He's licking his chops to get to the plate. He'll probably sprint to the batter's box when he gets that opportunity because he's been swinging the bat so well. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. They're pitching to the big guy, but they're not really giving him a whole lot. One would think it's going to be a steady diet of slop flying up here. Murakami's best pitch might be the one that's 6 inches off the plate. So 2 balls and no strikes it is. The lefty Tajima holds at the belt. He checks the runner at second base. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-1 on Murakami. Nice pitch there by Tajima. Pitch was a little bit low in the zone, and it made the left-handed hitting third baseman go and chase it. So 2 balls and 1 strike. He checks the runner over at second. Aoki holds at the belt and now delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. They go to second for 1. Back to first, and the ball's been dropped by the pitcher covering. That would have been a double play, but Tajima dropped the ball on the back end. It's going to be a fielder's choice. We're going to see if they're going to rule an error to Tajima. Murakami was safe on the back end. Yamada is going to be erased on a 3-6 putout. Aoki is going to stop over at third. What a good play by the first baseman, but getting back to the base, the pitcher got over to cover, and the ball was just flat out dropped, and that is going to do it. Nakajima has seen enough. He's coming out to make a pitching change. We're going to see fielder's choice, but I don't know if the error is going to be awarded to the pitcher or not. As the pitching coach is on his way out, Jose Osuna is striding to the plate with runners at the corners. So we're going to take a break here in just a moment, everybody. And it is going to be a right-hander coming in. It looks like it is. It looks like it's going to be Higa. We'll see in a minute. Patrick O'Reilly says, come on, Buffaloes. Well, the Buffaloes did it to themselves there. They had the opportunity for the double play, and Tajima couldn't help himself as he dropped the ball on the back end there. He gets a round of applause. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody, with all the calls after this. Your score 2-2, but the Swallows are threatening pitching change in Osaka. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is the right-hander Mataki Higa who is coming into the ball game. He is replacing Daiki Tajima, and he's in a tough spot. He's got runners on the corners with 1 gone. He worked 30 appearances during the regular season. He was 5-0 He didn't have a save. He worked 21 and a third innings, allowed 20 hits. He had walked 2 and struck out 24, and he had an ERA at 2.53. He's got a funky delivery, and the stuff that you see from him, he's really kind of low 3/4 to basically sidearm. And he can induce a lot of ground balls, which is what they'll be looking for here as Jose Osuna will be stepping to the plate with the runners on the corners and only one gone. As I said, I'd like to see what they've awarded, if they've called that an error on the pitcher over at first base, but I haven't seen an update on the scoring yet. So they've got the top of the fifth. I guess they haven't awarded that. I would have given it was definitely a fielder's choice, but that should have been a back end double play. I would have definitely awarded that or scored it as an error myself, but it doesn't look like that's what the scorer is going to do. So here we go, everybody. Higa on the mound, and the first pitch to Osuna is a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. That would have been exactly the type of ball that one would have expected it to be rolled over. So only 4 1/3 innings for Taijima tonight, as he has been chased by the Swallows here. Runners on the corners, Aoki at third, Murakami the runner at first with one gone. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Osuna. Osuna drove in the first run of the game tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is scorched foul, and it is into the seats and is just over top. Osuna, you could see, looking a little bit concerned for the patrons there as that ball was rocketed into the seats. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting first baseman of the Swallows. 1 for 2 on the ball game. He has 10 for 19 on the series. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs thus far. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As Higa delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded to short. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it's an inning-ending double play. That is exactly what the Buffaloes needed. And that's going to go into the books as a 6-4-3 variety. Higa comes in and does his job as he's able to induce the double play. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Swallows 2 and the Buffaloes 2. We'll be right back with the call at the bottom of the 5th inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for being in here with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes. That means Kai Nakagawa, Masataki Yoshida, and Yutaro Sugimoto to get things going here in the 5th inning. Nakagawa is 1 for 2 tonight. He is 7 for 20 on the series. And the first pitch is delivered and taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. It is still the left-hander Yamashita on the mound for the Swallows as he is working here, and he delivers a breaking ball that the Home plate umpire says that Nakagawa has gone around on, and the count is now 0-2. 72 pitches for the lefty entering the inning here. As he is ready to go again, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty holds at the belt, and he's ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It is a breaking ball that's taken for a called third strike. Nakagawa stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1. That's the first strikeout in the books here for the lefty Yamashita. And it is going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. Not so sure about that last pitch. I mean, I don't know if Nakagawa agreed either. It was kind of belt high-ish inside, but I guess it was good enough to catch the corner, and that is going to retire him for the first out of the inning. So that brings Masataka Yoshida to the plate. Yoshida is 0-2. He has grounded to second and has flown out to the left fielder, and there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Yoshida batting from the left side against the lefty Yamashita, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep center field. Moving back on the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Masataka Yoshida, and it comes at a timely time. It's his first of the series, and he has put the Buffaloes in front 3-2 with the home run to almost straightaway center field. So the Buffaloes are now on top 3-2, and that is going to bring up the right fielder Yataro Sugimoto. So lots of cheers all the way around, and he gets handed off some sort of toy, and he gets it and throws it into the stands. Does the batter Masataka Yoshida. So that brings up Sugimoto to the plate. He is 1-2 tonight. 5-17 on the series. And the first pitch to him is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. I was just thinking about Yoshida. You know, he's a great hitter, and it's hard to keep him off of the base paths. And he's ready to break out at any point in time, and certainly that was one of them there. He had 7 walks so far in the series. As that breaking ball misses down, it's now 2-0 to Sugimoto. So 2 balls and no strikes. It was only Yoshida's 3rd hit of the series. And 15 trips to the plate. There's a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The lefty Yamashita gets his sign from his catcher, and he works set to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up, and it is going to reach the seats behind first base. First base dugout, and that runs the count to 2-2. Just as a reminder, after this half inning, it is what we like to call the proverbial Japanese halftime. They have an extended break between the 5th and the 6th inning, so we are going to take a break ourselves. We'll put the music on loop as we take our halftime break and get ourselves a cup of tea. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Sugimoto goes down on strikes. So 4 innings for Yamashita and no strikeouts, and now he's got 2 here in the inning that sandwich a home run by Masataka Yoshida. So that'll set up a interesting weekend series Saturday and Sunday if the Buffaloes are able to win this ball game here tonight. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto who will take to the hill for the Buffaloes in the 6th game of the series. If that is the case, then the Swallows will have their hands full, that's for sure. There's a breaking ball delivered to Yumamune. He swings, he grounds it to second. Fielded by Yamada, he throws to first. It's going to be a ground out 4-3 to end the inning, but they get the run in the inning to give them some more damage. A solo shot by Masataka Yoshida. A run, a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 5 complete. It is a 3-2 ball game. Remember, we're going to put this on a bit of a loop for you. And we'll be back here in just a couple moments with all the action. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. We'll be right back in just a few.
All I
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change for the Swallows here to start the sixth inning. It's going to be Daisuke Kondo who is coming into the game. He has worked 32 ball games during the regular season. He had a 1-4 record. He had pitched 30 innings, allowing 25 hits. He had walked 7 and struck out 27, and he had an earned run average of 2.10. So the right-hander is on in relief. He'll be the third pitcher used by the Buffaloes here in this one. He'll be facing Patrick Kivlehan, Yuhei Nakamura, and Domingo Santana. In the top of the sixth inning, it is a 3-2 scoreline now for the Orix Buffaloes over the Swallows, as they were able to get the lead here in the bottom of the fifth inning on a home run by Masataka Yoshida. And that is where we stand now in this one. So we are pleased to have everybody along with us here tonight. As we said, we are going to be back on the airwaves again on Saturday for the sixth game of the series. And then anything after that, we will see. Obviously, it is the next two games are slated to be going on Saturday and Sunday, North American time, in the early morning hours. All games in this series are 6:30 starts local time in the Japan series. So number 20 on the hill here, Kondo. We have seen Kondo in action in the series. We saw him in Game 3 of the series. He came on in relief. He was the fourth pitcher used that evening. So he has had action already in the Japan series. And so Patrick Kivlehan ready to bat here, as he is going to be facing the right-hander, Kondo, for the first time. Very open stance for Kivlehan. And he waits on the first offering as the righty kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. That pitch was at 92 miles an hour on the upper inside corner. Kivlehan wanted to turn that one around in a hurry, but he swings right through it. So no balls and 1 strike. Kivlehan 1 for 2 tonight. He's 1 for 5 in the series. And here's the offering now from Kondo, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly to second, fielded neatly by Nishino, who throws to first. And Kivlehan has gone on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Yuhei Nakamura. You just see the way that this game started to trend. The Swallows got the first punches thrown, and then the Buffaloes have been able to bounce back. I thought before the game started, and even at the beginning of the stream, you can go back and verify it if you want, I thought the Buffaloes would win this one. Once it gets back to Tokyo, then it's game on. It'll be very interesting. As we said, it'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto taking to the hill for the Buffaloes in the sixth game. So lots of excitement yet to be had in this series. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yuhei Nakamura. Nakamura 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's 4 for 20 on the series. He is batting 200 in the Japan series. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses low. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nakamura to be followed by Domingo Santana, the 7 and 8 hitters here in the batting order. As we said, Nakamura was the MVP of the Japan series last year, but he is not having the series that he had in 2021. Here comes the offering from the righty, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that backs the hitter off the plate. That last one registered at 93 miles an hour, and it got Nakamura moving backwards. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Kondo gets his sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go to work. He now holds set at the belt. And he's ready to deliver the 2-1 offering. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on and is grounded past Yumamune. It's going to get into the left field corner. Rounding first and heading to second is Nakamura. And that is going to be a double. Mune has usually been pretty solid over there at third base. I think they're going to rule that a double. I don't think it would have been an error. It was to his backhand side. He wasn't able to stay down on it, and the ball ended up scooting by him. We'll get the replay of it. As Nakamura had pulled that ball, we'll take a look and see what happened exactly. Nope, it just beat him. You know, one of the things that you have to be conscious of, and there's a lot of people who maybe don't always appreciate it, the dirt around the bases where the cutouts are, it will affect how the ball is going to be played. You get to a lot of ballparks, and when the ball is hit and it hits that dirt part, the ball really, really stays down. Sometimes if it is off the turf, you can get the true hop. So if it does hit the dirt, it is able to stay down and can scoot by the fielder. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. I remember when I was in Edmonton at Telus Field, I used to try to hit ground balls in pregame to our guys, and I'd be hitting the ground balls at third to the guys at third base, and you hit it, and sometimes you're trying to scoot it by the fielder, and sometimes you want to be able to get it in front. And if you can hit it and get it on the right hop and keep it in the dirt, you might be able to get it by them if they don't stay down. And that's kind of the case there. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count's now 1-1 to Domingo Santana. Santana is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a homer in 2 trips. He's also knocked in a run, obviously being the home run. And he is now on the series 4 for 16. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Santana as the righty works to the set position. Kondo holds set. He checks the runner, Nakamura, and now delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. We've already had one game in this series go extra innings. That was the second game of the series. And I would not be surprised at all that we see another one. And maybe it's this one here, bonus baseball for everybody all the way around. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another healthy crowd at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka again for this one tonight. One would think the tickets will get tougher and tougher to get. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Santana. Santana enjoying his second year in the Japanese League. He missed quite a bit of action, only played 80 games this year. But his production was similar to the first year. Very deep offensive team is this Swallows group. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. And it is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. It runs the count to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was a good pitch. Tough pitch to take. The umpire was right there on the call, and that's going to even the count to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. One would have to think that Kondo may come back with some form of breaking ball here. Santana does not exactly do well with the off-speed breaking ball stuff. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There is a fastball again, but that one misses off the outside corner. That one registers at 95 on the gun. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I would have thought they would have been thinking maybe something soft there, and again, just off the outside corner. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Your right-hander Kondo ready to go back at it. He gets his sign from his catcher. And now he works to the set position. He checks the runner at second, which is Nakamura. And he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball down in the dirt, and Santana waved at ball 4. He was not able to hold up. He is down on strikes for the second out of the inning. He is going to be retired, and that is going to bring up the shortstop Hideki Nagioka. Well, for Nagioka, he is 1 for 2. It is a single and 2 trips to the plate. As he bats here with 2 gone, he's got 2 for 17 on the series. As he bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Kondo. That last pitch that Kondo threw, it kind of reminds me of something that Greg Maddux once said. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say he didn't go. The key to success, Greg Maddux said, is you got to make your strikes look like balls and your balls look like strikes. Well, that last pitch was a ball, and it sure looked like a strike to Santana as he ended up going down and waving at it for the 3rd strike of the at-bat. But that would have been one of those 2 pitches before that were balls. They sure looked like strikes. They were right on the corner, right, just missed. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And here's the offering. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nagaoka. You certainly don't want to let this guy get on or beat you in this situation. This is the 9-hole hitter who struggled in the series. So 2 balls and no strikes. Make him be the hitter. As we said, 2 for 17 entering this at bat. So the left-handed hitting Nagaoka waiting on the right-hander Kondo, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Racing back is Nishino, but it's going to drop in behind him. It's in front of Sugimoto. That's going to score the runner all the way from second base. That's the second hit of the ball game for Nagaoka. Get the towel out, wipe the blood off the ball as that one was able to bleed down. We are all locked up at 3s on an RBI single by Nagaoka as Nakamura comes all the way around from second base to score the tying run. It is now a 3-3 ball game. And just like that, it is all over again. Nishino did a great job of racing out at it, but just got past the outstretched arm. And now it is a 3-3 ball game. Our friend Tony, who was in here earlier on, said he was hoping for the under at 7.5. Well, that is in jeopardy because we're all locked at 3s now. So that brings the top of the order in Yasutaka Shiomi to the plate. And the first pitch is a fastball. He check swings it. It's over to second. They throw over to first, and it's not going to be in time. It was a slow roller that got past the pitcher. By the time Nishino got the ball, he fired it over to first, and it was dropped by the first baseman, Oda. It wouldn't have been in time anyway. The base runner, Shiomi, has got himself a big grin going on as he was able to leg it out down the line. It's an infield hit. That's going to put runners at first and second. And the Swallows are nickel and diamond it a little bit here, and now it's going to bring up the left fielder, Nori Aoki. That was a swinging bunt if there ever was one. The only way that Nishino was able to do it, the ball got past the pitcher. Nishino had fielded the ball barehanded. It had underhanded it over to Oda at first. Oda was not able to come up with the play. Well, that's going to bring Nori Aoki to the plate, who is 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of singles in his 3 trips. 3 for 7 on the series, but runners are at first and second, more importantly. And it's not like they've pounded Kondo around. Kondo's pitched pretty well here. But the flare to right field that got past the outstretched arm, the little bleeder there in the infield, of course, the double by Nakamura was that got past Mune at third base. That was a well-struck ball. Jerry East says, so many people watching on QQ Live can't get a constant stream. That's too bad. Appreciate you, Jerry, for being in here with us. So runners at first and second. And here comes the first offering from Kondo. It's a fastball. Take it for a called strike. Boy, if I'm Nori Aoki, I'm not happy with that one. The catcher was set up outside. He had to reach across his body on the inside part to have to go and get it. It was definitely a home field call right there. So no balls and 1 strike to Aoki. The runner at second is Nagaoka. The runner at first is Shiomi. As Kondo holds set, he checks the runners and now delivers. It's a fastball. They throw down to second, and it is going to be in time, not in time, as the runner is able to get back to the base. They almost got the base runner, Nagaoka, sleeping. Nice job there by the catcher Kenya Wakatsuki to think about going back door. But Aoki is got now a count of 1 ball and 1 strike on him. So here comes the offering. 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Kondo works to the set position. Now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the right field line. It's in the corner. It's trouble. It's going to be extra bases. 1 run is in as Nagaoka has scored. The ball comes in, and they're going to hold Shiomi at third base on the double by Nori Aoki. Aoki's 3rd hit of the ball game for the veteran here. And now the Swallows have regained the lead. It is now 4-3. Shiomi has stopped at third base, and I think this is going to be it for Kondo. The pitching coach is on his way to the mound, and Nakajima, the manager, is out to see the home plate umpire. He has seen enough. And the Swallows now have themselves a 4-3 lead in this seesaw affair with runners at second and third and 2 gone. We're going to see if they're going to make a change, and if there is a change, we're going to take a little time out to go finish off getting our tea. It looks like everybody, we're going to be here for a while. We got ourselves a heck of a ball game on our hands. It's too bad because Kondo, it was a bit of a hard luck situation here. Nori Aoki, 3 hits tonight. He is now 4 for 8 on the series for the veteran. Leading the way here, and it'll be Tetsudo Yamada who is coming to the plate. Let's see what we have here, if they're going to go to the bullpen or not. I'm pretty sure that they are making the change. And it looks like that is going to be the end of the line for Aoki as well. Maybe have ourselves a pinch runner at second base, but we'll have to get you that information in a minute. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple. We're going to give you a little bit of a loop. We said we were going to do the loop. We didn't do it the last time, but we are going to do it this time. We do have a pitching change here. We'll get you that when we come back in just a couple moments. Hang tight. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back, everybody. Tetsudo Yamada is striding to the plate, and we do have that pitching change for the Buffaloes. We'll get you all the specs here in just a moment as they have called to the bullpen. So Yamada steps to the plate. It is a right-hander on in relief for the Buffaloes as he checks the runners at second and third, and he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0 to Yamada. It is the right-hander Shota Abe who is in the ball game. The second-year player made 44 regular season appearances for the Buffaloes, and Abe had himself a 1-0 record. And in that 44 innings pitched, he had an ERA of 0.61. Here's the pitch from Abe. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. This is the 4th pitcher used on the evening by the Buffaloes. So Shota Abe here on in relief. Curious to see how this one will play out tonight. I didn't look at the game sheet to see if Jesse Biddle was going to be one that would be available for tonight. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the first base side. Drifting over is Oda, and he's going to watch that sail into the seats. So that is going to be 2 balls and 1 strike to Yamada. Always take a look at the game sheets to see what type of pitchers are maybe possibly available or who they would have as being available. You do have Wagyu, Spack, and Biddle coming out of the bullpen to the Buffaloes. They've already used Higa. They've used Kondo, and now here is Abe. So they've got some others as well. Of course, the starter Tajima is gone. The veteran lefty Nomi is on the roster for tonight's game, as is Hirano and Yamashita. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 3-1 to Yamada. But I would think that Yamazaki, I don't see Yamazaki's name on there as well, and nor do I see Utagawa, because both of those were used in last night's game. And one would think that they wouldn't have been available tonight anyway. It's interesting when they have, I forget how many players you can have on your roster, but you only have to have, I believe, 27 on the game sheet. And there's the fastball swung on. This ball's lifted into deep left center field. Moving back on it on the warning track and making the catch just in front is going to be Sano, And that is going to do it. Yamada sent it away, but not far enough. And he is going to be retired for the third out of the inning. But there was damage done here in the top of the sixth for the Swallows. They had 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 4 and the Orix Buffaloes 3. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. It is the NPB Japan Series from Osaka between the Buffaloes and the Swallows. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it'll be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat. That is going to be Ryo Oda, Kotaro Kobayashi, and Kenya Wakatsuki to face the pitchers for the Swallows. We're going to see if they are going to the bullpen. The starter Yamashita had worked himself for 5 innings, but we are now moving ourselves to the bottom of the 6th. 4-11-0 for the Swallows, 3-7-1 for the Buffaloes. That is your line score so far in this one. We are halfway through, we're just over halfway through the ball game. There is a pitching change for the Swallows, as we are to be expected. It is going to be the right-hander Ishiyama coming into the ball game. So Ishiyama is in. Already seen him in this series before. He, on the regular season, 38 ball games appeared in. He was 2-0. He had worked 36 innings, allowing 27 hits. He walked 14, struck out 35, and had an ERA of 1.75. So Ishiyama is in, and Yoshida's day is over. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Oda. Oda today is 0 for 1. He had walked and lined out to the shortstop in his 2 trips to the plate. So here comes the 0-1 offering. It's a breaking ball that he waves at and misses. And now that's going to run the count to 0-2. So Ishiyama, that's the one thing that we were saying earlier in the ball game is a pitcher goes out and or your team goes out and scores a couple of runs, and then you expect your pitcher to come back out and put up a 0 to keep your momentum. And the Buffaloes let that one get away. Their pitchers were not able to do it, but at the same time, you kind of feel a little bit hard luck for Kondo. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kondo, not a lot of luck. That bleeder to right field was the problem. There are some changes for the defensive changes, I should say, for the Buffaloes. We'll get those for you. As Patrick Kivlahan has moved into left field, and Murayama, who came on the run for Aoki, he stays in the ball game and into right field. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is looped into right field. It's going to get down, and it bounces past the sliding right fielder, Murayama, and moving into second base is going to be Oda. It looks like that'll be a double for him to lead off the inning. Oh, boy. So they make the change. They take Aoki out of the ball game. They bring Murayama in, and the first ball hit his way. He slides to try to make the catch, and the ball ends up bouncing in front of him and getting over him. Nice play by Shiomi to back up the play here. The inside route to the ball was taken by the right fielder. As we said, he was able to do it, but he wasn't able to keep it in front. The ball got behind him, and the center fielder was able to stop it and come up with the ball. That brings up Kentaro Kobayashi to the plate. He is 7 for 18 on the series. He's 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a single, a double, and an RBI. And this is the part that I'm not always interested about. They are taking the bat out of his hands. They've got him squaring to bunt. Not necessarily complaining in most situations. Kobayashi, though, has been swinging the hot stick. They do a little spaghetti move, and getting back to second base is Oda. Kobayashi, as we said, he is swinging the hot bat for the Buffaloes right now, 7 for 18, and you're taking the bat out of his hands. They have Osuna, the first baseman, is in on the colored grass, and now you've got the catcher, Nakamura, in front. He is flashing his bunt defense signs, explaining what they want to do. The third baseman, Murakami, is dead set even with the bag. He's literally standing on the base at third. He makes his steps inward, so he's going to start a little bit in. The right-hander, Ishihama, holds to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kobayashi. Runners on the corners. I don't know if he took the bunt off there or not. We'll see what they're doing here. Nothing like drawing the infield in and trying to be able to smack it by him, especially when you can draw those corners in. So here comes the 1-0 offering to Kobayashi as the righty holds set. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. Counts now 2-0, so no sign of a bunt there from Kobayashi. As I say, in normal situations with Kobayashi probably at the plate, I think that was not always the worst decision. What I also find interesting is bringing Murayama into the ball game and taking Nori Aoki out. Aoki's got 3 hits in the game, an RBI, including an extra base hit double, and that's your reward for your day. Your day is done. 3 hits, have a seat. Maybe the substitution or the defensive one's a little too early in my books. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-1, and it certainly didn't pay off there. Kivlahan, who really didn't have anything to do for the first 5 innings of the game, and all of a sudden the first ball hit as Murayama enters the game is right to him. And of course, he ended up turning a single into a double just on the way that he had played that ball. So you bring your defensive guy in for defensive purposes. Now here we go. Kobayashi is squaring to bunt again. And now again, Nakamura has stood up. And again, the defense is now communicating what they want to do. So they've taken the bat back out of Kentaro Kobayashi's hands. Corners are in. The second baseman, Yamada, is shading into the 4-hole. He's going to be able to get the first base if they are going to crash Osuna. So let's see what we've got here. If he can get one down the third base line and force Murakami to make a play somewhere. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. The bunt is down. It's not a good one. It's in front of the plate to the catcher. Nakamura gets it. He throws to third, and they nail the runner, Oda, at third base. A terrible sacrifice bunt by Kobayashi. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice. It's going to be 2-5 for the first out of the inning. Not a very good bunt. Definitely not textbook here. Barely could get it in front of the plate. A great job by the catcher Nakamura to pounce on it and to fire down to first base. So Kobayashi will now be the runner at first. You'll trade that all day for a runner at first as opposed to third. Nice throw down, and Murakami applies the tag. Oh boy. That'll go in the books as a fielder's choice, I do believe. Not going to be scored as sacrifice because they weren't able to move him over to the other base. And that brings up Kenya Wakatsuki to the plate, who is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got an RBI double his last trip up. 2 for 7 on the series. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that comes in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The home plate umpire has a camera on his mask, which is an extension of his mask. It goes up, and even though he is featuring that, we've not seen any highlights from the home plate umpire tonight. I wonder how they feel about that, wearing that extra equipment. I saw earlier in the year or earlier this season that the first base umpire would wear a camera on his hat. There's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul into the seats down the right field line, and the count is now 0-2 to Wakatsuki. So no balls and 2 strikes. 4-3, the Swallows have the lead here in the last half of the 6th inning. They scored their pair in the top of the 6th. The Buffaloes threatening here with that leadoff double by Oda. And then not a well-executed bunt. And there have Wakatsuki in the hole at 0-2. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And he goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Kodai Sano. Or at least it's scheduled to bring Sano up, but he may be getting called back here. We're going to see what's going on here. That's exactly what is going to happen. They've got themselves a pinch hitter coming to the plate. This looks like it is Shuhei Fukuda. We saw Fukuda last time in the Game 3 of the series. He had a really tough night at the office. Fukuda is, so far in the series, 0 for 9. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. So Fukuda steps up to the plate with Kobayashi, the runner, at first, and 2 gone here. So the left-handed hitting Shuhei Fukuda in to replace Kodai Sano, and he's ready to face the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Sano. Connor is in the house here. We welcome you for being here. So just listen in, Connor. Pay attention to what's going on in the game, and we'll be more than happy to answer all your questions if you listen to the call. Here comes the pitch. It's 1 ball and no strikes. As the left-handed hitting Shuhei Fukuda swings and fouls it away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Fukuda will be followed by Masahiro Nishino should he be able to get on here. So the Buffaloes have the runner at first base and 2 gone. They're batting here in their last half of the 6th inning. As the left-handed hitting Fukuda waits here on the offering from the right-hander Ishiyama, who holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So Fukuda hoping to get things going. It would be good timing for him to get his first hit of the ball game, or first hit of the series for that matter. As he waits here on the 2-1 offering from Ishiyama. He chokes up. He's got a good solid couple inches off the bottom of the bat. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And the righty delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned before, as a reminder, we will be back on the airwaves again on Saturday, the early morning hours on North American time. If you want to jump in and join us again, it'll be the 6th game of the series. But the Buffaloes here are looking to try to regain the lead, or at least tie it up first of all. So Shuhei Fukuda with that open stance waits here on the offering from the right-hander Ishiyama, who kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down. It's now 3-2. So the runner Kobayashi will be on the run here with 2 gone on the 3-2 pitch. He will be in motion. Anything that would be like an extra base hit should score him all the way from first base. So he will be in motion. Fukuda chokes up on the bat. And he's waiting here on the delivery from the right-hander Ishiyama, who holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined through the 6-hole into left field. It's going to be a base hit. Kivlahan picks it up. Stopping at second is the base runner Kobayashi. That's going to put runners at first and second. Good timing for Fukuda to get his first hit of the series, and that's going to bring up, or scheduled to bring up, the second baseman Masahiro Nishino. And we'll have a trip to the mound by the pitching coach of the Swallows, so hang tight, everybody. We've got action brewing here in the 6th inning as Nishino is going to stride to the plate. That pitch was a low fastball, a nice pitch there by Fukuda, or a nice job by Fukuda to be able to fight it off and go the other way. Stayed inside the ball and lined that one right through the 6 hole into left field, and they've got runners at first and second. As Nishino strides to the plate, he is 0 for 3 in this one. So the conference on the mound is over. Nishino 0 for 3 in the ball game tonight. That Kobayashi was not able to get down, or at least not get down in a good spot. Got the runner thrown out at third. Now you've got a situation where that would have been the tying run. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We would be looking at ourselves a tie ball game. The Swallows to this point have dodged a bullet. They're going to need a clutch hit here from Nishino if they're going to be able to do it. The outfield is in. They need to be able to throw a runner out at the plate. Patrick Kivlahan is shallow in left field. Center fielder Shimo the same, as is the right fielder Murayama. And here comes the no ball, 1 strike pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. It's not going to get any easier here for the righty Ishiyama. It is the left fielder Kai Nakagawa who waits his turn on deck, and then Masataka Yoshida is in the hole. So very important inning here. Looks like the right-hander Shota Abe will come on back out for another inning of work. So the right-hander gets his sign from his catcher Nakamura, and he works to the set position. He checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up foul. It's going to reach the seats beyond the third base dugout. And that is going to run the count to 1-2 strikes on Nishino. So 1-2 strikes. The left-handed hitting second baseman gets himself set in the batter's box. Ishiyama here gets the new baseball. He rubs it up and he's ready to go again. And here comes the 1-2 offering. This will be the 21st pitch of the inning for Ishiyama. He has had to work hard here. As he holds at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 strikes. We're getting into the deep waters here. As we are approaching the final third of the ball game. 2 strikes. As the right-hander leans in and he gets his sign. Nakamura delivers what he wants from this pitcher as he holds set at the belt. And now here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over to left field. Moving back on it is Kivlahan, and he makes the catch. As he was on the way backwards, he has to haul that one in. A nice job by going the other way was Nishino, but he is out for the third out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 6th. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was a couple of hits, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We are now through 6 complete. It is the Swallows 4 and the Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call on the top of the 7th inning when we return right after this. Appreciate you guys all for being here with us. 4-3, Swallows in the lead. 4-3, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 7th inning. We'll give you a little bluegrass music to get the juices flowing. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order coming up for the Swallows. That means Munetaka Murakami, Jose Osuna, and Patrick Kivlehan scheduled to come to bat to face the right-hander Shota Abe. It is Murakami, who is 0 for 3 tonight. He is 4 for 19 in this series, as he is going to be facing the right-hander Abe here. So he steps up to the plate, does Murakami. And the right-hander Abe is on the hill, ready to go. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses inside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Friend Jerry E says he needs the Swallows for 950. Well, they have the game right now in their hands and is theirs to lose. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Although I have to say, at the beginning of the ball game, for my money, it was the Buffaloes. That's what I was looking at. It would make for an entertaining return to the Jinju Stadium. All knotted up at 2s. Here comes the 1-1. It's a fastball swung on and missed. As Murakami swung through that last pitch, that was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and it is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. The change of Sano for Fukuda. Fukuda is going to stay in the game in center field, as that is where it's going to be there. Jerry E says, a couple of crazy games tonight. The KBO has been nuts. I don't really follow much of the KBO. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. I know that there are a lot of people who do watch and follow the KBO. Our friend Mick, who is in the house here or has been in the house tonight, is one of those guys who follows the KBO. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Munetaka Murakami. The right-hander Abe holds set at the belt. And now he's ready to deliver as he kicks and he fires. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Murakami here leading it off in the 7th inning. Be followed by Osuna and Kivlehan. Some juice in the order here. You have to think the Swallows want to try to get one more run on the board. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. I don't know how the Buffaloes are going to do it. They've just squandered some opportunities tonight. I watched that last half inning with the runner at second base, the leadoff there, and you got an opportunity to move him over to third, and you can't get a good bunt down. It pretty much bunted it right to the catcher. All he had to do is come out a couple of steps, get it, and it wasn't even a close play at third. They nailed him by a few steps. There's a fastball that misses inside. It backs Murakami off the plate, almost hit him. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the big fella. Murakami to be followed by Jose Osuna. As the right-hander is set at the belt and he's ready to deliver. And he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses down and in. And that's going to be ball 4. Murakami has got himself a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Jose Osuna. There's a statistic that's out there that says that the leadoff walks in an inning, they usually score, I think it was 50% of the time. If you had a leadoff double, or if the guy is able to get to second base in the leadoff spot, that number jumps up dramatically. It's north of 70%. So we'll see what happens here. You can flip the coin if it's going to score this run or not. Osuna, who strides to the plate, is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI. He grounded into a double play his last time up when Higa was on the mound pitching. He induced the 6-4-3 variety double play. He's also struck out tonight. So 1 for 3 in the ball game, and there's a first pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Osuna on the series is 10 for 20, batting .500. Homer and 5 RBIs. He's been absolutely on fire. If the series had to stop today, one would have to think he'd be in line for the MVP of the Japan series. The former Pittsburgh Pirate waiting here on the offering from the righty Abbey. He swings at a fastball and he lifts it down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats as it slices foul, and now the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Abbey crawled the ladder on that one with some high heat. So no balls and 2 strikes. As Osuna is waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Abbey, who holds set at the belt. They've got him set up inside. They're going to try to pound it under the hands. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that is swung on, and it is belted to deep left field, right at the edge of the warning track, and making the catch is the left fielder. Nice play there by Nakagawa, and he fires it back in. Boy, Osuna just couldn't get there. He just missed that pitch. He was able to turn on it, but just not enough. And that is going to retire him for the first out of the inning on a fly ball to left field. So 1 gone. That'll bring up the right fielder, Patrick Kivlahan. Well, for Kivlahan tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. He is now 1 for 6 on the Japan series. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Abbey. He's got that open stance, and here comes the first offering. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from the right-hander. Appreciate everybody who has checked in with us tonight. A lot of folks that come in and leave and stick around and everything else, but we do appreciate everybody who hangs in with us. And here comes the offering from the righty. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Kivlahan. 1 ball and 1 strike. You got to like this time of the year for baseball. There's no doubt about it. Lots of fun. Both on North America, as the World Series will get going on Friday evening between the Phillies and the Astros. Japan series in full swing. KBO also moving along. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed by Kivlahan, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was a good pitch by Abbey, by the way. It was on the outside part of the plate. Couldn't have painted that corner any better. Kivlahan, I think, would have been better served. Looked like he was trying to pull the pitch. It would have been better served trying to go the other way with it. So here's the 1-2. As they set up here, and the pitch is delivered. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. Kivlahan did a good job to fight that one off. That pitch there kind of fell off the table. Nice job by Abbey. And a better job by Kivlahan to be able to waste that pitch away. Here comes the 1-2 offering now to Kivlahan as he's waiting here, waggling the bat. The right-hander holds set. And he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Murakami. Murakami, not really one that you think of for stolen bases, but he did have double digits this past season. You think of Aaron Judge with his 60-plus home runs. Aaron Judge was approaching to being a double-double guy in Major League Baseball. He had close to 20 stolen bases. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander again, Abby holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a split-finger pitch swung on and tapped foul just behind home plate. The count remains at 1-2 strikes. Kiblehan giving quite the battle to Abby here. It'll be a day off tomorrow in the series as they'll return back to Tokyo. As we said, Yoshinobu Yamamoto will take to the hill for the Buffaloes in that next game. I didn't see the announced starter yet for the Swallows. We'll have to go and take a look and see if that is up yet. So here comes the offering as the right-hander holds set. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is knifed into right field. It's going to get down, and if it stays fair, and it is, it's into the corner. Rounding second and heading to third is Murakami, and he's going to be held up there. It's going to be a double for Kiblehan. With one out here, he does the job. He has gone in at second base. Murakami stops at third, and the Swallows have something brewing here with one out in the seventh. Yuhei Nakamura is coming to the plate, and Steve Rademacher is in the house. So Kiblehan getting high fives as he goes into the dugout. They're going to have a pinch runner for him. His night is going to be over. That's his second hit of the game. Boy, oh boy, he was able to just slice that down into the corner. It just stayed fair. It was one of those excuse me swings. He had to do it to fight it off. That pitch was too close to take. And he ended up knifing it down the right field line. So we do have a pinch runner that is now in for him. And the pinch runner is going to be, as we take a look here, this is going to be Yamazaki running for him. This is Kataro Yamazaki. He's had some starts in the series, so he is now the runner at second base, replacing Kiblehan. And Yuhei Nakamura at the plate. And the first offering is a split finger pitch that misses down in the dirt for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura tonight is 2 for 3. He is now 5 for 21 on the series. He's got a single, a double. He's also scored a run. The infield is in for the Buffaloes. And when I mean in, they are at the bare minimum even with the bag. That is where Mune is at third base. The shortstop, Kirby-Ashi, the second baseman, Nishino, are a couple of steps just off the green turf. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's another split finger pitch and another pitch that misses down. It's now 2-0. One would have to think you want to attack Nakamura here because you got Domingo Santana on deck. And then it'll be Hideki Nagioka, who is generally a light-hitting player, but he's got a couple of hits tonight. So I'll see how this one's going to play out. So 2 balls and no strikes as Abby holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's pop foul behind home plate. Nakamura had a good rip at that one, but it was up in the zone. He probably swung at ball 3. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Nakamura. The third base coach gives his signs. I would say in a situation, maybe if it wasn't Murakami at third, could be in a situation where you might have had gonna keep your eye open for a squeeze. I don't think I'd be doing it in this, or at least a safety squeeze in some regards. Here's the 2-1 offering. It's a split finger pitch swung on. It's grounded to short. They come home with it. Murakami's in the rundown. They've got him hung up between third and home. And the catcher, Wakatsuki, runs him down and makes the play, and that is going to do it. They must have had the contact play on. So that's going to go down as a fielder's choice, 6-2 to erase Murakami for the second out of the inning. Yamazaki, the pinch runner, is going to advance over to third. We're going to have to take a look to see if Nakamura had advanced any further, but I believe he just is going to hold at first base. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice. Well, that is a tough situation. You now have runners at the corners and 2 gone, as Murakami was retired, and that's going to bring up Domingo Santana to the plate. You have Santana coming up here. You don't necessarily have to pitch him particularly well. You do have a free base available on the bases to face the light-hitting Nagioka. But that being said, Nagioka has a couple of hits tonight in the ball game. He has had 2 more hits tonight than he came into the game with. Only had 1 when he started the game. So Abbey checks the runner over at first base, and he works set at the belt. And here comes the first offering to Domingo Santana. It's a fastball that misses up and in for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Santana 1 for 3 tonight. He had a home run back in the second inning. He's grounded to third and struck out. He is now 4 for 17 on the series with 2 homers and 2 RBIs. But how timely would a home run be here for the big fella? So the right-hander Abbey holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. Not sure that Santana necessarily agreed. He does the proverbial squat at the plate, thinking, oh boy, I don't know about that one. And he might have an argument there. Home cooking call for the right-hander Abbey. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Santana. The runner at third, as we said, is Yamazaki. At first, it's Nakamura. And now stepping off the mound is Abbey as he reaches for the rosin bag. Lots of entertainment here between now and the end of the ball game, as we would expect that this one here is going to come right down to the wire. We're here in the top of the 7th inning. Lots of baseball left in this one. And here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Santana. One would have to think it's going to be a steady diet of splitties and off-speed stuff here. You don't want to let the big fella turn around on one here and put one into the seats. So runners at the corners, 2 gone here in the 7th. And 1 ball and 2 strikes to Santana. I'll be looking to finish his day off here as he leans in and gets the sign from his catcher Wakatsuki. Checks the runner over at first. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. And it looks like that they are not going to take a shot at the runner, as Nakamura has stolen second base. He's got himself a stolen base in that situation, and it'll be runners at second and third. So Santana has 2 ducks in scoring position now. A base hit here would blow this game up. 4-3 is the scoreline as the Swallows have the advantage. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Santana. And here comes the offering from Abbey, who holds set at the belt. He checks the runner. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch and misses down, and that runs the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. They do have that open base at first. So Santana here, last time he struck out, and he struck out swinging at ball 4. So very similar situation again. We'll see if he's going to have the discipline to hold up if there's something out of the zone. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. He waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Abbey, who checks the side from his catcher. He now comes to the set position. He looks at the runner at second base. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Abby does the job. He is able to wiggle himself out of that inning, and that is going to retire Santana for the third out of the inning. Well, no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors and 2 runners left the board. That is now 10 runners that the Swallows have stranded on base through the 7 innings. And this one, your score after 6.5 innings, it is the Swallows 4 and the Buffaloes 3. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back around in just a couple of minutes. We appreciate you guys for listening in. Your score 4-3 for the Swallows. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order to come to bat for the Orix Buffaloes. That means Kai Nakagawa, Masataki Yoshida, and Yotaro Sugimoto here to get things going in the 7th inning. Some clutch pitching there by Shota Abe to be able to wiggle himself out of that jam. And the Buffaloes are still trailing the Swallows 4-3 here as we move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. So they are ready to go back at it again. We got to take a look here to see if we do have a pitching change. We did have in the last half inning, it was Ishiyama who was in the ball game. And it looks like we do have a change on the hill. It is going to be Shimizu who is coming in. This is Noboru Shimizu, as he is pitched 50 innings this year. The 4th-year player. The 26-year-old, recently turned 26-year-old. He was 5-4 in the regular season. He'd worked 46 2/3 innings, allowed 23 hits, 14 walks, struck out 43, and had a 1.16 ERA. Shimizu on in relief, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to short, fielded by the shortstop, Nagioka, who throws to first, and Nakagawa is gone on the first pitch he sees on a ground out 6-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Masataki Yoshida. Well, for Yoshida tonight, he has a home run in 3 trips. It was a solo shot his last time up. So Yoshida now 3 for 15 on the series. He's got 7 walks. So if one's going to think if they're going to try to get to the Swallows, this is be the chance to do it right now. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Masataki Yoshida is definitely that. We do have a defensive change for the Swallows as Patrick Kivlahan's day is done. It is Yamazaki who has stayed in the ball game in left field, as he came on to run for Kivlahan. As that breaking ball, it drops in for a strike, and the count's 1-1 to Yoshida. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the offering. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. Be interesting here if Yoshida was able to find a way on base. Then you got the big fella Sugimoto coming up next. Swing of the bat could turn the scoreline on its side in a hurry here. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. Fielded by Osuna. He's going to take it himself, and then Yoshida is going to be retired on a ground out to 3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 quick outs here for the Buffaloes, and that's going to leave it up to the right fielder Yataro Sugimoto. Well, Sugimoto tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single and a run scored. He's also struck out and grounded to short. 1 for 3 on the evening. Sugimoto waggling the bat, and here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. Sugimoto looked like he wanted to try to tie the ball game up with one swing of the bat. 1 for 3 on the ball game, 5 for 18 on the series. As he bats here from the right side against the right-hander Shimizu, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike to Sugimoto. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Lots of action in this one here tonight. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses off the inside corner, and the count is now 2-1 to Sugimoto. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Pleased to have everybody with us that's checked in tonight. As a reminder, we will be back on the airwaves again on Saturday if this game will be going another one. There's a fastball swung on it. Has popped up down the right field line. Racing over on it is Yamada. He's going to make the over-the-shoulder catch by the foul line, and that is going to do it, as that is going to set the Buffaloes down quietly and in order here in the 7th inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 7 complete in Osaka. Your score is the Yakult Swallows 4 and the Orix Buffaloes 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for checking in tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's a 4-3 lead for the Swallows. We're moving to the top of the 8th inning, and we'll be right back in just a couple after this with all the action for you. Hang tight. We'll be right back. 4-3. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 8th inning. 4-12-0 for the Swallows. 3-9-1 is the line score for the Buffaloes. And we do have a pitching change, and it looks like it is going to be Hirano who is coming into the ball game, the right-hander, as he is going to be coming in to be the next pitcher in line. Hirano, the former big league veteran of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I believe he also spent time with the Mariners organization for a little bit as well. He 18, 19, and 23 years over in North America. And he was pretty productive in his time with the Diamondbacks. Certainly his first year he was. So he had worked 48 ball games this year. He had 28 saves. So he's going to be facing the 9-1-2 hitters in the order. It's Nagioka, Shiomi, and Murayama to face him here. 9-1-2 in the order. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It's popped up on the left side of the infield. It's playable. Standing over underneath it is Mune. He's going to make the catch. And with one pitch, there is one away here in the 8th inning. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Yasutaka Shiomi. Well, Shiomi tonight is 1 for 3. He's been aboard twice. He also has a walk. He is 8 for 19 in the series. He has been a consummate table setter. He's got a home run and an RBI. I have to say that he's played some pretty good defense as well. So he bats here against Hirano, and the first pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the 8th inning, Swallows have the clinging to the 4-3 lead. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We anticipate that we will be, well, not anticipate, we will definitely be on Saturday night. The question is, are we going to be on Sunday night? Or in the middle of the night, North American time. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the check swing by Shiomi was able to hold up, and the count's now 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. As the right-hander delivers Hirano, and there's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up into left field. Moving over underneath it is Nakagawa, and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Shiomi. So he has gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here for the Swallows in their half of the inning, and that's going to bring up Murayama. Murayama is batting for the first time today. He came in to replace Nori Aoki, as Nori Aoki had 3 hits in the ballgame, including an RBI. But his night is over as Murayama has come in to replace him. So the left-handed hitting Murayama waiting on the offering. It's a breaking ball from Hirano that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Only 6 pitches so far here for Hirano, and he's been able to get the quick first 2 outs. Be curious to see if they would roll him back out for another inning. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is now 0-2. I wonder what the mindset of the Buffaloes would be if they were able to cash in a run, bring him back out for the 9th, get himself a 2-inning save maybe. But that's thinking ahead, because the Buffaloes have to get a run back here somehow. And there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-2. I just, for some reason, have the feeling that this game is not over yet. I just don't know if the Buffaloes are going to lie down. If it's a 1-run game, then I'd be very nervous if I was a Swallows fan. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Racing over on it is Fukuda. He almost runs into the left fielder, Nakagawa. Nakagawa makes the catch, but boy, oh boy, some communication issues from the outfielders. And that is going to do it, as that is the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Swallows go quietly, but there was almost a collision in left center field as the 2 outfielders for the Buffaloes almost took care of that. Boy, oh boy, Nakagawa, that is probably Fukuda's ball, as he is running hard into that one there. But Nakagawa makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 7.5. It is a 4-3 scoreline for the Swallows over the Buffaloes. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Appreciate you again for listening in. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and it is going to be coming to bat for the Buffaloes. It'll be Yumamune, Ryo Oda, and Kentaro Kobayashi. So this is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order. It has been a bit of a struggle for the Swallows tonight to keep this part of the batting order off of the base paths. They have come to bat 12 times. This part of the batting order has themselves 5 hits. And they have also drawn themselves a walk, so they are on base 500% of the time. It's been this part of the batting order that has scored one of the 3 runs, but they have also got themselves in position where they've knocked in a couple as well. And the first pitch delivered from Shimizu to Yumamune is a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. So just as I was alluding to with Hirano, they also have Shimizu, who was back out for his second inning of work. Shimizu went through a very quiet 1, 2, 3, 7th inning. So the right-hander here only threw 9 pitches, and now there's a split finger pitch that misses in the dirt. And the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Be curious to see how this game will play out. As we said, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the ace of the Buffalo staff, to go in the next game of the series. As he pitches a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mune. Taking a quick look here to see if they've made that announcement on the NPB site. They usually work ahead here, but I don't see anything there. I saw a flash yesterday. I didn't pick up to see who the starter would be for the Swallows. As we said, it's going to be the same thing. So it'll be the Jinju Stadium in Tokyo that will host Game 6, as that pitch was fouled away by Mune. Count remains at 1-2. 2-1 series lead for the Swallows. There has been a tie game in the series. So this is a pivotal game right here. And here comes the 1-2 offering now to Mune. As the right-hander Shimizu kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on it, is tapped slowly back to the pitcher. Shimizu fields it, and he's going to retire Mune on a ground out 1-3. So Mune goes into the books for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ryo Oda. To say Mune has struggled in the series, 4 for 21 now after that last at bat. He did have a single earlier on. Well, Oda steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He has a double and a walk. He's been on base twice. He's 2 for 5 in the series. He got the nod at first base here tonight. He's been all over the field for the Buffaloes in the series. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, but he came in to replace Yuma Tongu, who Tongu really hadn't been swinging the bat very well. So it'll be curious to see if Oda will keep his place with a knock and a walk tonight. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Oda. It'll be Kentaro Kobayashi who waits on deck. And the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swallows are clinging to this 1-run lead. They're going to have a chance in the top of the 9th to try to add to it. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Oda is down on strikes for the second out of the inning, so 2 away. And one would have to think that Scott McGuff would be the guy that's going to come in for the 9th inning in the next inning for the Buffaloes to try to close it, or for the Swallows to close it out against the Buffaloes here. So Kentaro Kobayashi steps to the plate. He's been on base all 3 times tonight, but it was his poor sacrifice bunt that got the Buffaloes lead runner thrown out his last time up. He has a single, a double, and an RBI. 2 for 3 on the evening, 7 for 19 on the series. And here's the pitch from Shimizu. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. Racing back on it, and on the warning track, hauling it in is the left fielder, and that is the left fielder Yamazaki, who was going to make the grab there, and that is going to do it. As Kobayashi is down for the third out of the inning. And well, they got no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the ninth inning. It is the Swallows 4 and the Buffaloes 3. Fist pumps all around for Shimizu, who works 2 brilliant innings for the Swallows in relief. We'll be right back after this for the top of the ninth inning after a few messages from our station, which is us. Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Jacob Waguespack, the reliever on in relief. The former Toronto Blue Jay right-hander is coming on in relief. His first year with the Orix Buffaloes, as it was the soon-to-be 30-year-old. Worked 32 innings during the year. He was 2-6. He was a bit of a swing guy. He had made some starts, and then they moved him into the bullpen late in the year. 72 2/3 innings, allowed 63 hits, 29 walks. He'd struck out 81. He had an ERA of 2.97, so he is on in relief. He did come in last night's ball game. Was it last night's ball game or 2 nights ago when he come on in relief? And I can't remember right now where he had finished off. I'm pretty sure it was last night. Maybe didn't make the note on that one there, but he has appeared in the last couple of games in the series. So Waguespack is on in relief. Just looking at my notes, I guess I didn't put him into the sheet. So that is going to bring up the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the order. It's Tetsuda Yamada, Munetaka Murakami, and Jose Osuna to face the right-hander Waguespack, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So not an easy task here against the hitters that he's got to face. So 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. And our friend Rademacher says, go Swallows. As the fastball misses down and in, the count is 2-0. Well, a lot of people will share your same feelings. From a neutral perspective, as I said before, I wouldn't mind seeing the Buffaloes tie this up. It would make it exciting next couple of games. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. And the count is going to be 2-1. Even if the Swallows win tonight, and I would say the Buffaloes with Yamamoto on the mound, maybe we'll be able to bring that back, but I just don't know if the Buffaloes would be able to win the series if they lose tonight. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. Kobayashi fields it. He throws, and that is going to retire Yamada. And a ground out, 6-3. The tough series continues for Yamada. He's now 2 for 19 as he is retired on that ground out. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Munetaka Murakami. Well, for Murakami on this series, he's 4 for 19. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. He was gunned out at the plate in the 7th inning as he was running on contact. And it was a 6-2 putout to retire him for the second out of the 7th inning. They were trying to scratch another run across for the Swallows. So Murakami bats here with one gone. The right-hander Wagyu Spack ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Jerry E. says down goes Twins. I take it that would be the KBO. As here comes the offering. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from the right-hander Wagyu Spack. It'll be the LG Twins, one would have to say, as Jerry E. is keeping us abreast of the KBO results. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As Wagyu Spack gets his sign from Wakatsuki, he walks into the delivery, he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the right-hander Wagyu Spack ready to go again. He gets his sign from his catcher. He rocks into the delivery and fires. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Where Cammy just couldn't quite catch up with that fastball. It was moving fairly quickly as Wagyu Spack was able to deliver. Here we go. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball ticket for a called third strike. Murakami stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to Jose Osuna. Osuna is 1 for 4 in the ballgame tonight. He's driven in a run. He's 10 for 21 on the series, having himself an outstanding series. Friend Jerry E. says, who do you like, the Astros or the Phillies? Well, I'd be honest with you, Jerry, but before the playoffs started, I was picking an Astros-Braves World Series. I remember seeing some of the games that they played earlier in interleague play this year. It was absolutely fantastic. Of course, the Phillies disposed of the Braves. And now you've got the Astros and the Phils. I got to tip my hat to the Phillies. They're playing good ball right now. But I still like the Astros. I like their pitching. I like their offense. And they don't need a trash can to do that as well. So I'm leaning to Houston in this one. I don't know if I want Houston to win, but I think they're going to win. I have to admit, I'm not really a Phillies fan, so that's the way it goes. There's a fastball taken for a call strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Osuna. Jerry says he kind of wants to see Harper win one. Well, Harper has been carrying the mail in the playoffs here. He's really had a good series. So Wagyu Spack here, ready to deliver again. No balls and 1 strike to Osuna. He delivers. It's a fastball that swung on and driven into the seats foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2. Wagyu Spack way ahead. So no balls and 2 strikes to Osuna. The lanky right-hander. It's a new baseball. He gets the rosin all set up, and here comes the 0-2 pitch. They've been pounding him middle away. Let's see if they're going to work him inside. Wagyu Spack gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go to work. He rocks into delivery, and he kicks and fires. It's a high fastball, swung on and missed. And Osuna is gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. Well, the Buffaloes are down to their last wraps as the Swallows go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Here comes the bottom of the 9th inning. It is the Yakult Swallows 4 and the Buffaloes 3. Come on back. It'll be Wakatsuki, then the top of the order, Fukuda and Nishino. We'll see what happens in this one. It is the bottom of the 9th and just around the corner. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is Scott McGuff, the closer for the Swallows, who is coming into the ball game to try to seal the deal. The soon-to-be 32-year-old is taking on in relief. He's going to be the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Yakult Swallows. McGuff, during the regular season, he worked 55 ball games. He had a record of 2-2. He had 38 saves. He worked 53 and 2/3 innings. He allowed only 39 hits, 13 walks, and struck out 59. He had an ERA of 2.35. Well, it is his deal to try to close this one out. We're going to find out what is about to happen here. Be the 9-1-2 hitters scheduled to come to bat in the order. That means Wakatsuki, Fukuda, and Nishino to face the right-hander here. But it looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter. It's looking like it's Rio Adachi. I've got to look up on my stuff quickly here as Adachi will come in to pinch hit. And the first pitch is a fastball that's filled up the zone for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Adachi. So Adachi, the pinch hitter here. That's exactly who it is. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball outside. They appeal down to the first base umpire, but they say Adachi didn't go, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So now it's Adachi, Fukuda, and Nishino. The crowd is making some noise as the Buffaloes are down to their last reps here in the 9th inning. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. They need a runner, and the runner would breathe in some life because that would be bringing in the main part of the batting order with Nakagawa, Yoshida, and Sugimoto. But they've got to get at least one runner on to get to that part of the order. So here comes the 2-1 offering as the right-hander checks his sign. And now he works to the set position. And here comes the offering. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So McGuff not necessarily showing command of his pitches quite yet. The crowd in Osaka is in full gear. They are cheering big time. 3 balls and 1 strike. Adachi looking to find a way on here. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs for ball 4. And Adachi's got himself a walk. Is going to put him aboard at first base. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Shuhei Fukuda. And you got to be thinking it's going to be a bunt situation here. So Fukuda came into play in the 6th inning. We replaced Kodai Sano. He had a pinch hit single. He is 2 for 4 on the series. So for Fukuda here, and they are looking to try to get themselves in where they can bring that meat of the order to the plate. Buffaloes with a chance to win. The leadoff runner is on. We said a couple innings ago that it's generally about 50% chance when you get a leadoff walk that you're going to score that run. So for Fukuda, he's 1 for 10 on the series. And they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Adachi. Oh boy. Quick move over there by McGuff. The crowd here is looking to bring this one home for the home team for the Buffaloes. So Fukuda here going to be probably called on to bunt, one would expect. Trying to get that runner into scoring position. The third baseman, Murakami, is in on the grass. And here's the pitch, and he's not showing any sign to bunt. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Well, the way McGuff's going, you might want to just plant the bat on your shoulder. He's thrown 5 pitches, and 4 of them have been for balls. So 1 ball and no strikes to Fukuda. As the catcher Nakamura had gone out to say a couple of words. I don't know what he would say. I don't know how his English is. I don't know how, or maybe I don't know how the Japanese is for the reliever McGuff. Maybe it was just a pat on the back to say you can do it. All right, 1 ball and no strikes. As Fukuda now squares to bunt, and he gets it down. It's a good one. It's fielded by McGuff. He throws to first. It's in the dirt, but it's fielded by Osuna. Oh boy, a sacrifice bunt by Fukuda. That's going to go down as a 1-3 putout for the first out of the inning. It's going to advance Adachi over into scoring position. Now a single's got a chance to score him. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. So they're playing baseball chess right now, are the Buffaloes. So Nishino steps to the plate. He is 0 for 4 tonight. And he is 4 for 10 in the Japan series. So he gets the start here tonight at second base. As we said, he didn't play the last couple of nights. So here comes the first offering from McGuff. The outfield is in a little bit shallow, and the first pitch is a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. That's only the third strike delivered by McGuff. He's thrown 5 balls and 3 strikes so far. So Nishino gets himself set back in. Right-hander against the left-hander. McGuff checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And Nishino is now in the hole at 0-2. Both pitches he has been able to help the pitcher McGuff with here. So McGuff is looking to be able to finish off Nishino. The right-hander gets his side from his catcher, Nakamura. And he is now going to deliver. It's a split finger pitch, grounded back to the pitcher. It's knocked down, and he throws it into the corner, and it gets by the first baseman. It's into the right field corner. That's going to bring the tying run in to score. An error by the pitcher. We are all locked up at 4s. Unbelievable. The ball was hit back to the pitcher. He knocks it down. He comes off the mound. He had time to throw the runner out at first base. He spikes it into the ground. The ball goes into right field. And Nishino is safe at first base. And that is now going to tie the ball game all up at 4s. Not sure if they're going to give an RBI there or not, but there's going to be an explanation needed here as Nakajima is coming out. I don't know what the deal is here. He's coming over to speak to the first base umpire about something. We're going to have to get the replay on this one. I think he's probably asking for obstruction, and maybe why the runner at first base isn't allowed to get the second base. So he's asking for his explanation on the play. We're going to see how the official scorer is going to do that, but unbelievable. We are now all locked up at 4s here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Lots of excitement in this one. That's turning the table. You just had a feeling the way that this game was going. Nakajima is listening to the explanation of the first base umpire. I don't know if he likes the explanation. So we'll see what he has to say. They are going to have a runner for Nishino at first base. We'll have to get you that in a second, but we are all locked up at 4s here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Comebacker there. We're going to see the highlight now. He throws it, and he actually threw it, and it hit the runner as he was sliding headfirst into the bag. Oh, I can see exactly what they're complaining about. They're saying that Osuna obstructed the runner, but I have to say the obstruction was called by the first base umpire, but I don't believe that he felt that he would have been able to get to second base. So Osuna definitely ran into him. We'll get the replay there. He's pointing to the runner, but he is able to stay there safely. So the pinch runner now at first base, they brought in Oda in to pinch run. So this is Yuya Oda on to run for Nishino. So that's going to be an error on the pitcher. We're all locked up at 4s here in the 9th inning. So Kai Nakagawa stepping to the plate. He is 1 for 4 tonight, 7 for 22 on the series. And he pitches a breaking ball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So lots of excitement here in the bottom of the 9th. 1 run in, 1 gone. Nakagawa at the plate, and he'll be followed by Masataka Yoshida. So the storylines are being written all over the place here in Osaka. Buffaloes have tied it. Not an empty seat in the house. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-1. A star closer for the Swallows. So important to field your position. The pitchers fielding their positions, extremely, extremely important. When you go through a box score and you look at the end of the night, how many plays that they're involved with. We did a study at a Little League level a couple of years ago, and it was about 20 some odd percent of the plays. Well, when you look at the professional level and you start tallying up the outs, you're going to notice it's about 20 some odd percent of the plays. There's a fastball swung on it. It's just lined past the third base coach. You had to limbo out of the way, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nakagawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Masataka Yoshida waits his turn on deck. We can still go extra innings in this one. If we go extra innings, it'll be 12 innings is where the limit would be. But the Buffaloes want to win it here in the 9th. And they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Oda. One would anticipate that there's probably going to be some positional changes with Nishino being out of the ball game. I would think that they probably are going to bring Fushimi in to catch in that spot. And here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Nakagawa is down on strikes. He is retired for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. Well, for Yoshida tonight, he is 1 for 4. He's got the home run in 4 trips. He is 3 for 16 on the series. Yoshida, the second leading hitter in the Pacific League this year. He strides to the plate, batting 188 in the Japan series. With that homer earlier tonight and 1 RBI. So the left-handed stick at the plate, waiting here on the offering from McGuff. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Masataka Yoshida. Lots of action still left in this one. This game is playing out. Here comes the offering now to Yoshida as McGuff kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to right field, and this ball's got legs, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run into the upper deck and down the tunnel. A 2-run sayonara home run by Masataka Yoshida, his second of the ball game. And that is going to do it here as the Buffaloes have come from behind to knock off the Swallows 5-4 in dramatic fashion here in the 9th inning. And they're going to go back to Tokyo all tied up at 2. We have 2 more games at least left in this series, if not more. We'll be back in just a couple of moments to wrap this one up for you, everybody. But a 2-run walk-off homer. What a way to end the ball game for Masataka Yoshida. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this. Welcome back, everybody. That was definitely a shell shocker for sure. I got to tell you that we will be back on the airwaves again Saturday night for Game 6 of the series, as we are all tied up at 2s, 2 wins apiece and a tie. I'll give you the scoring recap in this one. It began in the first inning when the Yakult Swallows opened the scoring. With 1 out, it was Nori Aoki getting a single. Then Tetsuda Yamada walked, and after Munetaka Murakami struck out, Jose Osuna knocked in the runner Aoki with a single, and that opened the scoring with a 1-0 lead. In the second inning, the Swallows extended their lead to 2-0 with 1 out. Domingo Santana hit a solo shot, and they put up the Swallows in the lead 2-0. Well, that was the way it stood until we got to the fourth inning, and the Orix Buffaloes then opened up their scoring. With one out, it was Yutaro Sugimoto singling, then Uemamune singled. After Ryo Oda lined out, Kentaro Kobayashi had an RBI single knocking home Sugimoto, and then it was Kenya Wakatsuki with an RBI double knocking home Mune to even the score at 2s. The Buffaloes then in the seesaw affair here took the lead on a home run in the fifth inning on a solo shot by Masataka Yoshida, and they had themselves a 3-2 lead. Well, in the sixth inning, the Swallows got 2 back. And with 1 out, it was a double by Nakamura. And then after Santana struck out, an RBI single by Nagioka. And then Shiomi singled, and then it was a double by Aoki, knocking in Nagioka to put up the Swallows to a 4-3 lead. And that's the way it stood until the ninth inning. And in the ninth inning, a leadoff walk to Ryo Adachi, and a sacrifice bunt by Shuhei Fukuda moved him to second. An error by the pitcher McGuff as he threw the ball into right field. Masahiro Nishino was able to reach first safely on the error, and that brought home Adachi. And then after a strikeout to Kai Nakagawa, it was the hitting star, Masataka Yoshida. He hit his second home run of the night into the upper deck in right field, and he was able to hit the sayonara home run to walk it off here in the ninth inning. Once again, a couple of reminders, everybody. First of all, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to do so. Make sure you bookmark us and hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when we're on the airwaves. And that will be us again on Saturday morning, 2:30 a.m. Pacific or 5:30 a.m. Eastern for Game 6 of the series. We are all locked up at 2s with this one here. Once again, it's been another Last Wraps Baseball video production. We appreciate you guys for listening in again tonight. We look forward to seeing you a little bit later on. Have a great night, everybody.